Better? Sorry about that. For anybody who got the notification about my live video, had a weird filter on, taking up a decent amount of the screen. Was not copacetic. We are back downtown here. Hi guys, sorry, just trying to get a few things also prepped and ready here. Waterfront Park, a few blocks away from the main, you know, where the protest typically takes place every night at the Justice Center. But we'll walk up in here and show you guys what happens here during all this stuff. Go scope out the roving anti-Trump bandwagon. Looks like you can get your buttons. Your buttons. Quite the selection they got here. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Liberty-loving indie here, downtown Portland, covering the Black Lives Matter protests. Just walking away from the waterfront park here, where there typically is a big gathering of people every day, just as normal. Just kind of prepping and getting ready to get their stuff for the protest. So the moms gather over there. They have people, I don't know if they're selling or handing out, or I don't know, yellow shirts for them to wear, some buttons, what have you. So I do have access to the comments tonight. There's only slight comment moderation automatically set. just ask that we keep the conversation and communication civil. Try to avoid just insulting, hateful comments, please. And let's keep it respectful. I don't know if anybody's even watching this right now, so I could just be talking to myself here. I'm not really sure. Show you guys where we're at here. So here's the back side of the federal building here. This is the federal courthouse. We're on the back side of it. You'll see here the oh, hey people. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, I see that now. For sure. Alright, you guys, my name is Indy. So, if you guys need to communicate with me, refer to me by my name, Indy. I-N-D-I-E. Downtown Portland here, at the Justice Center. Hateful comments will get you banned. Disrespectful comments will also get you banned. Racist, hateful comments will be screenshot and shared with the world. So I don't tolerate those things in my feed. I'll do my best to answer questions as they come up. But I'm also gonna, be active in what's happening here on the ground, make sure that I'm able to show you guys everything and being as aware of my surroundings as I can. So there's that. Anyway, some confusion on what happened last night in the let me flip this around. Some confusion on what happened last night in the comments, you guys, and I want to make sure that I just clear this up so you guys know what I'm dealing with here. I don't get to see if they're responses to other people's comments. It just shows up as a comment on my end. So if you guys are replying to somebody else's comment, just know all that I see is just that one comment. And that's where the confusion came into play. I think there were some people that were actually replying to other people's comments, and what I saw on my end just showed like a comment coming through, and I wasn't able to tell where in the line of conversation that was actually happening. So that did cause some confusion. I found that out this morning. And so anyway, I apologize about that, you guys. I know a lot of that's just on my end and how these things come through on my feed. So just know if you guys do have any questions or anything like that, as you guys can see here, I'll flip this around. There's a big, oh, I won't flip around, hold on. There's a big bay door on the back side of the building. This is how vehicles come in and out. A car just drove out, but there's the big bay door closing. So, the buzzer sounds is what you guys heard. And then that's how people come and go out of the building here. Thank you guys. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys as much as I can here. I don't expect you guys to agree with everything you guys see. I also don't agree with everything that I see, but it gives a good perspective of at least giving, being able to form a valid opinion based off of everything that you see as well, and not just the narrow view that we get from media and what have you. So Jumping across the street here. I'll show you guys this. This is just a vacant spot where there's no building, but it gives a good view of the tunnel over there. That is a tunnel system that connects all of downtown Portland. It's where the old, let me put my camera on here. It's where the old water and sewer system used to be. So it does connect the federal building and the buildings next door from everything that I've been been told. I haven't actually been in it myself. They closed off a lot of it in downtown, but you can still do a walking tour where take you through a part of it that's open. A lot of it was closed because they did earthquake renovations on the buildings to make sure they're up to earthquake standards, and that involved doing a lot of work below the ground. A lot of these buildings were actually on rock foundations still, so they've been around for a while. So slowly being updated, but there's tunnels. There's multiple entrances and exits out of the building here, out of the federal courthouse. As you guys saw, there was a decent amount of people down at the waterfront park as usual, kind of gathering, and it looks like there's a decent number of people here in the park here as well. I'll kind of flip this around and show you my view from here. Majority of people are congregated a little further into the park, so I'll definitely walk in there in just a second. Just wanted to kind of show you what I was seeing here. Is there graffiti on all the buildings? No, there's not. This is the federal courthouse, and then the Justice Center is next door. Now the Justice Center is the jail, and so there is graffiti on this building. Basically anywhere that you can reach, there's graffiti, but there's not graffiti on all of the surrounding buildings. This is obviously this empty lot has been graffitied for a while. But here, I'll kind of walk down the street here and just kind of show you guys, put my mask on so I can walk past people. So keep in mind, a lot of the buildings, businesses down here, downtown has been slowly shutting down a lot of businesses for a long time because the cost to operate down here is pretty substantial. And with the change in technology and internet and everything, you just don't need to be downtown as much as there was a need to be downtown. So a lot of businesses have just moved out of downtown and gone into areas that is just cheaper to afford. So a lot of these businesses have been closed for some time, and then a lot of them are closed obviously because of COVID, which if you go into a lot of cities anywhere, you'll see that. But as you can see, we're just not even a full block away from off the Justice Center, and you can see no graffiti. There is some graffiti on the business over there, but if you notice, that's all boarded up. So they tend to graffiti on the cardboard, or on not the cardboard, excuse me, on the plywood that's already boarded up. There's a little bit of graffiti on the side of that business, but that's also downtown for you guys. I mean, I think like any city has graffiti, and it's fairly common. So, but here we are, same thing, just one block off, and you guys can see, nice glass windows, no graffiti. So it's definitely over exaggerated in the media. I mean, it's like if I zoomed in on that fence right there and just showed that to you guys and said, oh my gosh, look what they've done to downtown Portland, it would look like there's just graffiti everywhere, but it's just on the fence piece. You can see the business next to it, no graffiti. This business, no graffiti. I was talking to a security guard at a business down here the other day as I was leaving, and I asked them, I said, so how bad has it been? They were a block down the street here. I can't remember exactly where I was. They're one block further toward the river down that way. And he said, through all of it, he had to stop one guy from coming out and graffitiing his window, and another kid from what looked like he was going to throw a rock through the window. But he says that stuff happens down here in downtown all the time on the weekend, because it's just downtown, and crazy things sometimes happen. So he said really with the protest, he said the worst part is the gas, because he'll walk out to have to deal with something and end up not being able to breathe because he's just a block down the street. But aside from that, it hasn't really changed much, aside from on this I guess it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 blocks in all of downtown that makes up the Federal Plaza. So yeah, no, I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys' support. Yeah, if you guys want to share the feed, you know, feel free. How's it going, buddy? Oh wait, that's Trey. I was just watching him earlier today at the other protest. Feel free to share it. Just make sure that if you're sharing it with anybody, they know that I sometimes don't play, I just don't tolerate certain things other streamers do. I'm doing this for a little bit different reason. Just so you guys know, I've studied the theory of liberty for a long time. I've researched a lot of different social ideologies and have written a lot personally on them as well. And so that's where this page started. This page did not start for streaming these protests, but this is very much in line with a lot of the social ideologies that I've been researching. And it's a culmination of a lot of various things that have been happening in Portland that I've been following for a number of years, going all the way back to Occupy Wall Street. For those who aren't aware, this park right here is the same park that was occupied for Occupy Wall Street. So there's a lot of history with this particular park here in Portland. I can't remember how long they occupied the park for, but it was this park right here in the plaza here. So that's when I started following things in these different social movements and what have you, kind of the fringe movements, and realize how influential those various ideologies are to all of our belief systems, whether we know it or not. But that's why they become social ideologies. Is that, how's it going, buddy? Is that they're very based in human nature, and so it's all these different elements and aspects of human nature that we end up seeing come together in the way that they want to influence and act in the world. So yeah, so that's why I'm down here. That's why I'm showing you guys these things. I'm gonna do my best to show you guys the things that I see, but I'm not gonna show you guys anything that's gonna put me in harm's way. And I hope I don't have to explain any further as far as that one goes. So I'm gonna put my mask on, just my my COVID mask, so to speak, and walk into the park. See if I can't show you guys a little bit more of who all's here. I don't like the camera angle that I have to have my phone at, you guys, just so you know, to have comments. It narrows the field of view for you guys, and it tends to want to point the camera down. So that's why I end up pointing at the ground quite a bit. So I apologize about that. It is what it is. It's either that or I don't get to see the comments, and I'd rather be able to see the comments and engage with you guys. So. All right. Sounds like some excitement going on over here in the park. So. Right here. Okay, I'll come back to that. Yeah, we're live, you guys. It should say live up in the corner in red, and it will only say that if it's actually live on Facebook. This is live. There is a delay, though. Anybody who thinks there's not a delay just has never actually done a live video themselves and sat there and commented from another device to see. But there is about a 15 to 25 second delay, it seems like, kind of depending on the situation. But yeah, there's a delay anytime a signal has to be sent anywhere, you guys. But it is live. It is live, but there's a little bit of a delay in the comments when I see them. And then, so there'll be a slight delay to my response. So things won't match up perfectly. And again, I want to explain that if you guys ever reply to somebody else's comment, it will not come through on my end as a reply. It just comes through as a comment, so that did cause some confusion last night, and that was my bad on that one. But yeah, it was definitely confusing to try and figure out what was directed at me and what was directed at other people. And I didn't figure that out until this morning, that that's how they were coming through. So again, I apologize about that on my end. Yeah, I can respond to the comments and the questions. Appreciate the assistance. I can definitely get to them. I gotta just adjust a couple things. I'm walking in there, you guys, so hold on. Whoa, 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 out of control here with my camera, jeez. All right, you guys, hey, sorry about the camera. Deal with it for a second. I'm trying to just do some things. So, sorry, but not sorry at the same time. This is kind of a pain in the butt having to carry around this respirator. All that, and I'm right in the same exact position that I was when I started. I was really trying to adjust some things on my my belt here, and none of it worked in my favor, so I had to put it all back where it was originally. Sorry about that, guys.
Methamphetamine drug addict. That's what they do to us. Take our lives streets? Whose streets?
Our streets!
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 Understand something. If we out here for a show, it's time to go. There's nothing entertaining about this. This movement will go on. This movement will go on. Will go on.
Wait, speak to us.
Community. Okay, so let me clarify for any officers here. I am not stealing anyone's car. We're trying to return your keys. That's how we do it, y'all. That's how we look out for one another. That's how you stay down, and that's how we get things done around here. One step at a time, little things. Look around you. Everybody you see is part of this movement. Everybody to your right, everybody to your left. And if you're fully uneducated with what's going on, Google it. There's no question that you have that I, even me, not being qualified to answer that. Google knows it. Google it. But be ready though. If you're gonna ask questions, be ready for the answer. Because you might not like it, but it's the truth. And that's what it is, and that's what it's gonna be. But we have the ability to affect truth from this point forward. And we can affect that truth by staying unified and always maintaining our power and not letting anybody ever take that from us. Because believe it or not, whether you want to be or not, you are on American soil. And anything that changes on American soil, we got to fight for that.
Native American soil.
Native American soil. So, there's more than just angry black man, there's angry brown man too. And he has every right, just like every single one of us out here, okay? So, the privilege from this point on, we all have the same privilege. But we have to believe it in our hearts and we have to show each other that privilege, because we ain't getting it from anywhere else. We gotta show each other that same privilege that we want to give everybody else.
I love
Okay.
you, sister.
Non-violent.
Non-violent.
Unified. Focused. You gotta believe. Understand something. Your faith will surely be tested, but you can persevere. Because any test of faith ends in perseverance. And your faith will be tested. Because the system don't care about you or you or you or me or anybody like that. The system runs itself. But we can change that. We can change that. We will change that. Thank you, sister. All of my sisters, my black women, my black sisters that have been killed just as brutally as us brothers in the street. Can y'all hear me in the back now? All lives matter.
Black lives matter!
All lives matter.
Black lives matter!
To all my sisters, to my black women. You have been subjugated. You have been violated. No more. Sandra Bland died in police custody. Murder. Breonna Taylor shot dead in her bed as she slept. kids. A pregnant black lady been murdered in front of her children. Shot dead.
Her baby pulled onto her lifeless body afterwards. Her fucking baby saw everything.
Come on, can I, come on, sister. This is the voice, y'all listen to this voice. Who do we love? Who do we love? Wait. So y'all supposed to know that already. Who do we love? Who do we love? Who do we love?
What's up, Portland?
Get him, girl. Get him, girl.
Come on, say that thing, guys. I'm repping Seattle. Thank you. On the front lines, we've lost some people, as you all know. We're losing people, and then, you know, nothing changes. Nothing changes. And that's unacceptable. We will not let that happen. We will not let that happen. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
It's enough.
It's gonna keep happening unless we change it. So we gotta keep doing this shit. We gotta keep doing it. Make the time. Keep
Don't
coming.
fucking back down.
Yo, whether it's here or in Seattle, every time I come, I see the crowd grow. We've been doing this every day since Friday, May 29th, okay? Every day. Every day! We appreciate you guys out in Seattle. For the shout out. We're fighting the fight. And I think you guys send us pizza sometime. Here we go. Another black voice for you.
So I'm from Seattle also, and I love what y'all are doing down here because we've been doing it up in Seattle as well, and I appreciate y'all working to show love with you guys who are down here, and we'll help you still to show love with you guys, support you guys for Seattle as well. So we appreciate everyone out here.
Hey, why did they close Chad?
Because there's most violence.
No. Hey, you know what the real reason was? The people went to the mayor's house and pissed her off.
It was us.
She goes, that was us.
It was great. They were right. I just wanted to say one more thing. You guys, we waved off a little bit in Seattle because we went through some really traumatic events. We have a group that we're really close to. We actually, sorry, we have someone in our group that actually, they lost their life because, the fight. We just really appreciate you guys keeping the Portland because shit happens and this shit is real. It's heavy. It's heavy. Okay? And we appreciate you guys providing the blame.
You're trying to say that racism doesn't fucking exist in the Northwest, like, motherfucker, I'm from the Northwest. I see there is some motherfucking racism, but the fact that you can't even act a certain way, you can't really act black, you gotta act white, you gotta act a certain fucking way, you gotta act like dying black. Hey, I'm not dying black, I'm actually all black. Because my skin tone is fair, it doesn't change. Any other action doesn't change if my parents, my grandparents, or ancestors all look just as black as the t-shirt that I'm wearing. And so I'm still black, and there's still problems that we deal with every day, whether it's colorism, whether it's how you talk, how you look, how you dress, whatever it is, the Northwest still needs problems. We gotta fix these problems.
But the team sells yeah.
I just have one more thing for you guys, sorry. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay? Mental health is really important right now. If you need resources, I have resources for you. I have to keep this around but I'm just saying, you guys, it doesn't make you any less X, Y, and Z to not be here every day. Do what you gotta do. Be present in the ways that you can be present and take care of yourself so that you can stay here for the people and be the best that you can be every single day that you come out here. Everybody can benefit. The better you are, the better we are.
Much love, y'all. So for the last 2 nights, there's been.
Am I right about that? Why they chant? Because people going to the mayor's house? That's pissing
No,
you off?
but continue. You don't have to do that.
You have to remember
Yo,
that
y'all just
Sunday-
came out here from Oakland, California. Definitely see what y'all out here doing. I just came to represent for my town and let y'all know we support y'all.
All right. So we all out here from everywhere, right? We all out here from somewhere. We all going to the same place together, though. As one group, as one family.
Not downtown Atlanta, but outside Atlanta.
The platform is here, folks. We have it right in front of us.
It sure is. The restoration was like, it's not.
For those who was in the Rodney King riots like myself, they just waited us out. Eventually they get tired, they'll go home. Oh, they'll get tired, they'll go home. And guess what? That's exactly what happened.
They know what
We have to change that. We do. So Trayvon didn't die in vain. So Tamir didn't die in vain.
No!
So Brianna didn't die in vain. When I say her name, y'all know what to say, right?
Yeah, we do.
Say her name! Say her name! Say her name! Say her name! Still haven't got any justice for Brianna. Still. They're waiting for us to stop saying her name. Say her name! Say her name! Say her name! We're not stopping. We are not stopping, folks.
Never! No. Don't you ever give up.
So, question was posed to me today. Do I think that this is it? And what do I feel is different about what's going on right now? And what I said was there's nothing different going on than what's been going on. They're still killing us, so that's the same. But the difference is with this time, the belief and the knowledge and the understanding and the knowing that if we don't do it now, the system will eat us alive and we'll never have a chance. No. We won't have. But if we give up on it like that, then that means we have no hope, right?
We gotta take our hope. Amen. Our hope is right now.
Y'all ain't giving up hope, have you? Energy. You guys haven't given up hope, have you? You sure about that?
We are rock and roll.
So, on behalf of all of my brown brothers and sisters and all of my allies, so let's give it up for all of our allies out here tonight. So, we appreciate you guys taking the chance to really come out and not go by what they told you on TV about how you're supposed to be terrified of every black person you see. We all right, you know what I mean? We might be a little upset sometimes, you understand? But you know what? Everything that they painted about us, everything you've seen on TV, every TV show that's got a cop and a robber and that robber's some black dude trucking and driving and all of that, that's not it. That is not it. There is no such thing as being a sellout because you get bought from the day one. You can't sell out when you're already home. Lock, stock, and barrel.
Don't you ever back down.
It's all about non-conformity, people, from this point on.
That's the truth.
We are non-conforming from this point on.
That's the truth.
They do not want you to be aware. They want you comfortable in your home with your TVs and your Fire Sticks and your Roku's You know, you move. They want you to be comfortable in your home and not give a damn about anything going on outside in these streets. These city councils meet all the time. They pass laws. You know what? We don't even know about it until it's already passed.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because they want us down. They want us
They
down.
do not want you to care. They do not want you to be aware. You have been notified right now. Everyone here has been notified. You have been put on blast. When you hear about these city council town meetings and these town halls, you don't even have to go. You can look up on their little website and they'll tell you what's on the agenda.
Yeah.
And anything you do with the person, of the indigenous person, of the black man, of the brown man, of any American natural born citizen is totally 100% wrong, and we gotta stop it. We gotta stop these laws, man. They passing these laws and we don't even know what's going on.
True.
That time has to stop. It's over. It's done. You guys have all been put on notice. That's how you affect change. If you can vote and you don't vote, then black lives don't matter to you.
Get 'em. If you can vote, you can vote. You understand? So vote. Otherwise, you just get bullshit. Vote.
You guys think about it this way. My mom sent me an article today, and I'll let this be quick because I just want to say some words as well. I'll try to articulate it as best as I can. But you guys, if the police aren't murdering us in the streets, and the system isn't, keeping us in our homes comfortable, uneducated, and ignorant, guess what else is happening? If you're being incarcerated, what demographic is most likely to be incarcerated? Okay, you get your voting rights taken away. Exactly. People of color, marginalized people. So while we have these groups that are either in their homes comfortable and ignorant, not voting, you also have people who are on the streets being murdered, and then you have everyone else in jail who can't vote. This is all by design. They are making it so that we cannot even vote for the change that we want.
Yeah.
All you are here, and you are able to have guts to take that role for your brothers and sisters who cannot. I have
You don't get your voice. No. I love you. It's all love.
All right, so,
No, I love you. All love.
so we're getting ready to go back to school, not really. So what we need is that our brown and black babies in the underrepresented communities, they're forming little small groups of children, which is totally fine. Everybody can't afford to hire a tutor. Everybody cannot afford to hire a licensed teacher to come provide services in your home. If y'all didn't know, that's exactly what's going down. So I do my part to educate our youth. So again, I'm gonna give y'all my personal email address. ACarter2006@yahoo.com. ACarter2006@yahoo.com. And the subject line, you won't put black with a capital B. Black liberation. That is why we are out here. Hit me up. If there are working parents, if there are especially kids that are black and brown, I will host Zoom meetings free of charge. I'm not charging my brown and black kids. If we want to do social distancing, small groups, 4 to 6 kids, hit me up. I'm going to tell you how much this is valued at. I am able to get $50 an hour per kid for 4 hours a day. Do the math. $50 times 4 kids. Each pod, I can easily make $4,500 a month. More than what I would make as a school teacher. I'm giving my services away to the marginalized groups, underrepresented communities for free, complimentary.
That, my people, that is a perfect example of love, right? Wait, let me, wait. Okay, that is a perfect example of love, right?
Because it's good to say, we gonna hit you up, but y'all better utilize my services. What's your number? I don't even got one. Oh, my son, my 10-year-old son, June 17th in North Portland. He's 10 years old. His name is Aiden Carter. He led his own protest. 2,000 of y'all showed up.
Ultra Carter. Don't that sound like something a 10-year-old did?
Ultra Carter.
And so for you guys that was here last weekend, I think it was last Sunday, we had 10-year-olds and under parade around this park.
Yes, we did.
All y'all that was here, there was at least 100 kids out here. Chant Black Lives Matter.
Oh, she's dope.
For those of you who have kids, who have been a kid, who have parents, those children were out here screaming Black Lives Matter. Those children are fighting for us, you guys. How can we let them down? How can we do it? We just can't do it. There's just no way. Because they're out here fighting for their future. We need to be out here fighting for their future as well. We're out here so they don't have a list of people that have been killed in the streets like dogs. We're out here so they don't even remember the last time a black or brown person was mercilessly murdered by the police. streets.
I knew Patrick.
And we can stop that. We can definitely stop that, and we will stop that. And for those of you that's only out here for a minute, thank you very much for coming out. We take it all. We appreciate it. 1 day, 2 days, 12 days, whatever. Belief starts with just one person, you person, you third, you. Belief starts just that simply. All you got to do is come together and believe. And it's not a belief in anything other than yourself first, because you got to believe in yourself. You must believe in yourself. That is your God-given right. You have earned the right to believe in yourself. And if anybody tells you anything different, you don't have anything to do with those people. You surround your people who are all about the betterment of you. And if you want to know something, ask somebody. It's just that simple. And if that person don't know, we'll find somebody that does. And I want everybody out here to give up the fist with Miss Carter and all our teachers. Our teachers. The government's trying to force it. You know, we got teachers put, man.
It's a lot. I know it's a lot.
You know, our teachers, if it wasn't for our teachers, none of us would be here right now, y'all. Come on now. For as long as you have breath in your body and your heart beats, whether you want to or not, you're going to learn something. It might take some of y'all a little bit longer than others, but guess what? Eventually, you will learn something. And if you're really paying attention, you can learn so much more than you ever imagined that you thought you could. Because there is no limit to knowledge. No limit. There are no parameters. There's no box. It doesn't come in a package. You can't buy it at Walmart.
Hell no.
Be a free thinker.
Yes.
Do it.
They massacre our people.
And so just in the spirit of allowing this to be an open platform, everybody here has an opportunity to speak. It's not about me, it's not about a group, it's about Black Lives Matter, and everyone here is entitled to their opinion. And we as a group, and we as a family, and we as a community, we are going to give everyone here who wants to speak the opportunity to speak, and we are going to treat them with respect. Can we do that? Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter.
Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter.
Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter.
Yes.
This is the spirit that we all need to be in. We're in it. We're here because we hate what's happening with the pigs killing and murdering black and brown people. So I appreciate my brother here saying that we are all here together, and whether we agree or disagree on things, we need to struggle with, let's figure out how to put an end to the things that we hate. And what I hate about this system is how the system plunders the environment, how the system treats women as sex toys, as breeders, how the system criminalizes immigrants, cages children. I hate this, what the system does around the planet, where it goes around wars for empire, rapes women and kills children to keep this America on top. I hate what the system does to black and brown people. Mass incarceration has a target on their back.
This is the most logical thing I've seen in a while. So, you're hearing these people talk up here. They're speaking from a well inside of themselves. They're out here reciprocating this energy, trying to give it to us. And this is everyone's voice to take. We're just simply trying to be here for it. We're talking about democracy, equality. We're talking about equity. Learn that word. It means kinship. Because we're all here together in this. There's another quote, there's another saying I want to drop, which is never let someone bring you down to the level of hate. I know we've been having some chants, we're saying fuck Trump, we're saying we hate all this. But really what it is it's a love for what's right. It's a violent love for what's right. That's why we're out here. Not only that, it's a violent love for one another. Because we've been seeing how we've been treating each other. I want to say again how excited I am by the world around me, by the people that choose to say something. Social democracy and capitalism have a place in an imperfect world. We are imperfect as humans. I'm speaking from a well inside of myself. But I want to meet everyone so bad because we have the power to create our own hierarchies, our own systems, and just get rid of the ones that cause chaos in our lives. To keep the normal social order that we're just adhering to. I'm the guy that 2 days ago I dropped that the French Revolution happened this month in 1762. Can we think about that? Can we think about the wisdom that the people took from the ruling class? It's all real. I'm not talking about some fairy tale. This is the fairy tale. And they are keeping us down. They're limiting the scope of what we know. I'm just repeating the words that they're saying up here because they already know. Because when you suffer, that's when you wake up. We're suffering, aren't we? We're suffering, aren't we?
No more!
No more. We're talking about a massive intersection. We're talking about people that are getting taken down and stood up. Let's hear Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
I'm so grateful for Black lives. I'm so grateful for lives because they're precious. But I'm grateful for Black lives right now because we wouldn't have these without them. I want to talk about intersection real quick. Because we're here for Black lives. But deep down inside we're here because it connects us. We relate to the suffering. We like that someone else speaks out about something. We've been made complacent. We've been made to stay in our lane. We create our lanes. That's what's up. Black Lives Matter, intersection. Democracy, intersection. Sex trafficking, intersection. Feminism, intersection. Extreme poverty, intersection. Spiritual dehumanization, intersection. Crime, intersection. Defunding education, intersection. Mass incarceration, intersection. We all come together as a people.
Intergenerational trauma.
We all come to the same conclusions. It's just whether or not we're going to do something about it. That lady that just spoke before me, she was handing out papers. She's trying to get everyone on the same forum. This is a forum, people. We can make a decision. We can come back and we can start a new institution, a new republic. And it's not radical. It's right. You decide. Take these ideas to heart. Think for yourself. Create your own media enterprises because we all know the media is not on our side.
Know your neighbor!
Love your neighbor. That's what's up. Everyone's got something
Talk about the truth.
amazing to say. Talk about the truth. You know, I can keep talking, but what is there to say besides love each other radically? So much. Put others before you. For the first time in history, really just think. Really just think about what would happen if everyone put each other before themselves. Know your roots, know your family, know your neighbor. These are important takeaways because they're the beginning now. I know that's no sense, but come on, you all get me? You all feel me? Action! Action! This is action! He's action! He's action! She's action! We're all action! We're all movement! We're all vibration!
vibrations, low frequencies, precious frequencies.
Stand up.
And the earth, too. Remember the corporate greed that pushed us to this point. They put the real priorities of our planet aside in favor of the nuclear arms race, and deforestation, and sex trafficking again, which is just the most violent. That's too far. That's crossing the line.
I was sex.
How well do we know each other before you're disappearing all the time? How much do you care about each other? People are just having to handle their problems on their own all the damn time. Having to go to therapists because no one else wants to listen to them. Let's get back to Black Lives Matter because I'm so damn good at it. Let's hear it. Let's hear Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter! Martin Luther King's Black Lives Matter! Malcolm X's Black Lives Matter! There's other. Richard Pryor, I'm pretty sure is another one, spiritualist. Hey, I need education. I'm willing to admit that. Y'all are willing to admit that. Create your own media enterprise. Tell people where you're coming from. Get it from the
Make them
source.
understand.
Become aware. Don't just believe in anything. Believe in yourself. I don't know how far you guys have gone, but there's so much inside of yourself. There's only so far you can go in the external world before you reach a limit. The people that run the external world tell you where the limit lies.
But other than that, you got me. Yep, let's do it. Yep.
Keep flipping the camera angle so I can check the comments, you guys. So I don't know if that messes with the picture, but if you guys see that weird little glitch every once in a while, that's what that is. So.
No justice! No peace! 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 Okay, so I'm sure some of y'all right up here that heard my Native American brother speaking. We're going to give this man a platform because it's all about love. Everyone here has a voice. Everyone here has a voice. Whether you agree with it or not, it's all about love.
Let us know where you're coming from.
Tonight, I want to tell you all that I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
It's very Eurocentric.
What happened?
So we need to like
What's
realize
going
what
on?
that looks like. For one, there's no social
I remember growing up in this city.
Oregon has to
I remember my family
doesn't even teach about the civil rights
growing up
movement.
around right
So
here.
we are
As soon as let's go, I'll send up.
we don't
It's
learn
not
from
in
it and actually
I can still
make
talk
sure
my
that you're
language.
making a change.
I'm a full language.
And then we make it fun
I ain't go no place
and
else.
we reallocate those
You're
to
all
the school system. That's one of
on
the
land that's not
and give
stolen.
our youth
Because this land owns all of us. And we're together here. And I got my sister, where'd she go? Over there. And I got my brother back here. I want you guys to know something. I was assaulted by the cops. I was raped.
Ask them what do they want to do. Bring them out.
I was shot. I was the first one shot at this goddamn protest.
So all kids need in the platform.
I want you guys to know
Not only are
that when Patrick Simmons' mom
their life
and us, there was only 5 of us every day in front of City Hall. But we stood together because, not because of the color of our skin, but because of the love that we had for what the fucking movement was about. That's why I was there every fucking day. A goddamn person in the street. I know what it's like. I know what it's like for the government to turn around and tell you that they're going to do this, they're going to do that. I know what it's like to live in poverty. I know what it's like to live on these streets. I know all that shit. But I'm going to tell you something. See these people back here? They know what it's like too. They know what it's like as a person of color. Somebody that's vested. Somebody that don't matter. Somebody that don't, oh, they don't give a fuck or some, whatever the fuck you want to talk about. And they massacred my people here. I come from a fucking full-blood family that was massacred here. And I never want to see my black, my wife, whatever, brothers and sisters treated like what we were treated like. Ever. I don't mean they didn't kill all, they killed all of them. You know what it's like to have your mother, your brother, your father, your children killed? That's where I came from. And the only reason why I'm here today is because my dad and my mom are cousins. Because they had to do something so our blood would live. And we wouldn't hide it. That's what that comes from. And I never want this brother to go through that. I never want that sister over there to go through that.
Brief, brother, brief. Say that shit.
I never want them to go through that.
Y'all hear what he's saying, right? Y'all need to hear what he's saying.
That's what I went through. We were the first people here for thousands of years. And what they did to my fucking great grandmother, I'd never ever repeat in front of children. But it was messed up. They cut it.
You take leadership positions in regards to public policy.
Can you imagine that?
You take up those positions and you make it a significant.
Your own people cut by the government. Your own people attacked by the government. Your own people killed by the government. And I don't mean people by white people or black people or goddamn Native American. I mean your people. Because all of us here, we are the same fucking people. We don't own this land. This goddamn land owns us. Yeah. It owns us. I got my brothers. I got my sister. Where's my sister? I got my sister right here, the teacher. I love what she said. Everything is about knowledge. Because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. You gotta know about something. You gotta have them do something. You have to learn about something to go do it. I remember being the only person that wasn't white in my school. Right over here. When I was a kid. I remember that.
No, this is live.
And I got made fun of because I had long hair. With braids. And I had a feather.
No, snatch them up. Why do people do that? Sorry.
I was the first one shot at this protest. My sister right here, she knows. Because Patrick Simmons' mom told her that there was only 5 of us fighting this shit at the beginning. There was only 5. Can I get a witness?
Yes, you can.
She's right there. We were there every day in front of City Hall.
Because if they're going to come down,
because it wasn't right. Because I got 4 cases of 4 white people that got money from this city, and the black dude didn't get nothing. What the fuck is that? Because we're disposable. Because I'm a Native American and I'm disposable. That's what they said. think that, but that's what it felt like. That's what they made me feel like. A full-blooded Native American from here. I'm not from no place else. I'm not Sioux. I'm not Navajo. I'm from here. And I still speak my language. Without me left, I'm still right here. I took the first bullet. For my brothers and my sisters. For my sisters right here. I love you guys. Black Lives Matter!
Understand something, people. Whatever you just saw, you just saw that. That's real. This country was taken from a people. From his people. From our people. Okay, so just real quick, I'm gonna let my brother here get on the mic. So apparently an unlawful disturbance has been declared on something going on over the east side. They're coming across the Burnside Bridge. It might be headed this way. For those of you who have been involved in nonviolent protests in the past, you know what to do. You never ever run. You stay together as a group. For those of you that have shields, you need to be front and center. Non-violent. Non-violent. Do you understand? We are gathered here together peacefully. We are not bothering anyone. We are affecting change. Move streets! 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 The focus, stay focused. We are here. We aren't anywhere else. We are right here, right now in this space and time. This is not a show, people. Whatever comes this way, we stay together as a group. We will all move to that side of the park, okay? If need be.
Yeah, thank you.
Move streets! 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 Hey, Portland, stand up! Portland, stand up! Let me tell you guys right now, my name is Mark Anthony. I am not from Portland. I am from Seattle, Washington. But I am a Pacific Northwest native. I am a Cascadian native. And let me tell y'all, I have never been prouder of the Pacific Northwest than I am at this moment right now. As I'm sure many of you heard, we have a little autonomous zone, as they call it up there in Seattle. Let me tell y'all what's up there every day. Let me tell y'all what's up there every day. And they try to call us all types of labels. They tried to give us all types of labels at CHOP. We sat in a park for 30 days and we showed them what socialism looked like, and they called us terrorist boys. We sat in a park for 30 days and we cared for the mentally ill. We cared for the poor and the homeless, and they called us terrorist boys. So I will tell you guys, please do not be afraid of these labels. Please do not be afraid of these labels. They call us Antifa.
It was that way.
Let me tell y'all right now, I have no problem saying I am Antifa. Because I understand what the word Antifa means. It means anti-fascist.
Hey, you guys, keep the comments. I don't want to say they're not civil, but they're borderline what people would consider offensive. you guys have to keep in mind you're on my feed, so if I have to control the comments, I will, because people seeing my feed is indicative of who views my feed, and the comments speak numbers to the character of the audience. So let's keep it civil, you guys, or I will ban people. So let's just keep it civil, you guys. And by that, I just mean like watch if you guys can't be constructive in your conversation.
Or just 2 fingers, or 3, or even 4, you cannot do much damage. But when you take all 5 of those fingers and you ball them into a fist, I see a lot of children out here, so I'm gonna watch my words. You can cause some damage. And like I said, they keep trying to divide us because they don't understand what we are all out here for. They said we have people trying to co-opt the movement for things like women's rights.
I'm guessing somebody heard on a police scanner, and I guess cops are coming across the Burnside Bridge, which is connects East and West Portland, and it's probably only about 4 or 5 minutes from here, so I'm guessing if they're on their way, we'll see them
soon. We know what we're all here for. We know what unites all of us. It's 3 things. Correct me if I'm wrong. We are all out here for justice. We are all out here for equality. And we are all out here for the promise of a better future. Because we see a failing capitalist system staring us in the face. We see climate change staring at us in the face. We see hunger, poverty, we see disease, we see deforestation staring us in the face. And we refuse to be silent because, as we know, silence is what? Violence! All silence is violence. Silence is what? Violence! That is correct. Now, a few more things before I get out of here, you guys.
Let us have it.
Some people would try to tell us that violence delegitimizes a protest. Some people would try to tell us that violence dilutes your message. I would challenge those people. Can you name one completely peaceful protest in world history that was successful?
They fucking massacred my people.
Oh, now one. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this country was built on a protest, and it was not peaceful. It's called the Boston Tea Party, not murder. And they were protesting taxes. They didn't want to pay more money, so they damaged property and looted property over taxes. We out here to save lives. We're out here to save futures. It's 2020, and we still gotta say no more children locked up in cages. In 2020. So please understand what this is. It is what occurred to this indigenous gentleman's ancestors as well. We are staring genocide in our face once again.
Again!
His people were genocided by the definition of the word and by the United Nations definition of the word genocide. Right now in 2020, black people are still being genocided today.
Massacre!
What does that word mean? There are 5 ways to define the word genocide.
Take them all out.
Number 1, killing members of the group. Can we check that off? Number 2, causing bodily or mental harm to members of the group. Number 3, inflicting conditions of life in order to bring apart the destruction of the group, either in part or in whole. We've had 400 years of that, have we not? And we still dealing with it. Have y'all heard of Flint, Michigan? Number 4, imposing measures to prevent births within the group. For those of you who do not know, African Americans suffer through the worst health care, and African American women have it the worst. African American women are the most likely to die during childbirth. Right. Number 5, the last one. And and this one's going to be sensitive for some of y'all. Forcibly removing members of the group and transferring them to another group. Now, the first way I'm sure many of y'all have heard of. Has anybody here ever heard of the 13th Amendment? We have more slaves today than we did during slavery. We have more slaves today than we did during slavery, thanks to the 13th Amendment. So let me tell you guys, I have been Black Lives Matter my entire life. This fight is nothing new. People have came with every tactic in the book. Martin Luther King was completely peaceful. So please do not tell others how to protest. Because you do not understand their pain. You do not understand their
The moms are coming in, you guys, so everybody's cheering. So they're just marching in right now.
There is lots to learn about this pain. Let's give it up for the ball!
Yeah, there was a big march up in North Portland from King School to Peninsula Park. And that would make sense that they'd be pushing them across the Burnside Bridge potentially or something like that. But my guess is that's it. Or it could be this group that just marched in here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm at the Justice Center, you guys. That's where right here. Technically, this is the federal courthouse. The Justice Center is right next door. Well, if that other group end up making it down here, there's going to be a lot of people down here. This is a big group that just joined in here, so I wonder where these guys were. They must have been a march, going on doing a march somewhere. Definitely filled up quick in here, you guys. You guys, I'm going to be doing a open forum discussion on my Facebook feed tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let me flip this around real quick. And I'll be able to answer a lot of these questions. I'm not going to be able to answer a lot of them, unfortunately, while I'm here. And you guys are asking some good questions in the chat. I have answers for them, or at least some insight, if not answers. But I just can't do it while I'm on the ground here. So tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, jump in I'll do a live video It'll be more of like a roundtable discussion opportunity. I will be able to personally describe and explain some of the various social ideologies represented in the group here, some of the different factions that I've seen, how it all kind of is coming together in the overall picture of the movement, and then also hopefully provide some additional insight and answer any individual questions that you guys might have. So jump in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Last time I did one, I thought it was only going to go about 30 minutes. I was on for about an hour and a half. So feel free to jump in anytime between 10 and 11. I'm guessing that we'll be talking about stuff. But yeah, all the questions you guys have about some of the reasoning behind some of this stuff, all the various communistic ideologies that are down here, the various things that people are asking for, and I'll lay out an understanding of how kind of the whole movement looks. But just know, I will say this right now, there's not like a unified, this is what the Black Lives Matter movement wants. Black Lives Matter is just a social movement, and there's lots of various ideologies who have come together to kind of speak their grievances against the government and ask for certain things that they might want represented in society. Yeah, some of that's a complete overthrow and abolishment of the government and the police and everything like that. Some of it's, you know, taking 30% of the budget and spending it on education and other social services. So what we're going to see is a lot of the very far extreme views over amplified, just because that makes everything look so crazy. But there's a lot of realistic, level-headed people here that have some realistic grievances that I think we all can agree with and appreciate. And if we can start to get those voices out, those are the ones that are going to be heard, and we're all going to end up having change come from this. So yeah, I don't think this is going to lead to the anarchist, communist overthrow of the government, but there are going to be some changes that happen both city, federal, city, state, and federal level with legislature and what have you. So it's important to be paying attention to those details so that we can know some of the things when they do hit the ballot or when they're proposed on things we don't get to vote on, where they came from and why they're being discussed. So anyway, I'm going to go back in there, show you guys some stuff, and keep walking around. So appreciate the comments, you guys. You guys are doing awesome. Appreciate the back and forth. You guys have some good conversation. I'm going to stay out of the comments as much as I can tonight. There is a chopper. Somebody asked about a bird in the sky. I did just hear a helicopter go overhead. So that's the first actual helicopter I've seen. That wasn't tonight that somebody asked about the bird in the sky. That was last night. I did just hear a chopper go overhead though. So hey, appreciate it, you guys. Oh, I wonder if I should show you guys this. So I showed you guys my lights that I had last night. I'll wait a little bit. I'll wait and I'll show you guys later. I don't want to freak anybody out. You'll see what I'm talking about later. Put a new light configuration on my helmet. Thought it might come in handy, but we'll see. People might not. People might be irritated with it. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a little bit, you guys. Anyway, I don't do it here. I'm gonna flip the camera around just so I can show you guys real quick kind of where we're at.
Everything's real peaceful here. No issues, no fights, no vandalism, no nobody hitting the fence. Honestly, since the feds left, everybody it really did calm things down. For a long time, the protest went from Black Lives Matter to end the federal occupation of Portland. And so the feds being here, I'm not saying they didn't have cause to come in and they weren't sent in for a purpose, but did it actually have any positive impact on anything? I don't think that it did. I think if anything, it just got a lot of attention for the movement, which at that point in time, what they were wanting was a disruptive protest. I don't know if you guys heard the speaker talking about peaceful protesting does a good job if people are already kind of in line with or in tune with what's going on, and it's just spreading a message. But if people aren't listening to that message, then you have to get people to start paying attention, and that's where the disruptive protest comes in handy, because it's a way of getting people to start paying attention. And so that is absolutely one thing that we did see with all of what's happened over the last couple of weeks, is the disruptive protest side of things. Here's the military vets, you guys, coming in. You guys, 18 I counted, I think, tonight. This is the Vets for BLM, I believe, or that's at least the signs that they hold when they come down here, but they're a group of military veterans who are coming down and showing support for the group. I think I counted about 12 or 13 last night, somewhere around there. Like I said, it was about 18 or 19 tonight. So that group has gotten bigger every night as well. I don't know if you guys saw the video of the Navy vet who was standing in the street when the feds came out, and he told the feds, remember your oath, and they hit him with their baton in his arm twice, and broke his hand. And I'll tell you, when I watched the video, I knew before I seen it that he had broken his hand in the video, and props to him, my man. He did not flinch, he did not move, and turned around and walked away, and you wouldn't guess if he had a broken hand in that incident. But when that happened is when I started noticing a lot of the military vets really coming and showing support. So anyway, that crowd has also grown, that segment. So like I said, lots of various people, lots of various social ideologies, lots of different creeds and what have you of society represented here in the group. So yeah, definitely not a unified, this is what we want, because it's not an organization, kind of like Antifa, not an organization, it's a social ideology. So when I hear people talk about, oh, this and that is a terrorist organization, it's like, that it can't ever be, you guys. There's not an organization to be had. Just a social ideology and how you think things should be in society is really what it comes down to. And like I said, it's been grown. It's definitely turned into, there's a lot of grievances that people have with state, federal government, and some of the overreach that we've seen as well, both recent and throughout I think all of our lifetimes, realistically. So anyway, 10 a.m. tomorrow, jump on my Facebook, you guys. We'll do a little roundtable discussion. Hope to get a few people in there, get some good conversation and communication going, answer some questions, and just hopefully have a better understanding of where everybody's at with everything. So 10 a.m. tomorrow, that's Pacific Standard Time, you guys. I am local. I live over here in Portland, so it's going to be Pacific Standard Time. No, you guys, it's media up on the fence. I'll show you guys this. This is Trey. I don't know if you guys have seen his live stream. He does a great job. He was at the, I shared his on my page earlier today. That's media. This fence, when they came in with these concrete barriers, you guys, I'll tell you what, this is one of the weirdest, show you the sign. This is one of the weirdest fence configurations that I've ever seen. Really, yes, I get the point of the concrete blocks. It was to stop them from tipping over the fence, and it was effective in that, but it also gave them a step where you can see there's only maybe 5 feet or so from the top of the blocks to the fence. So with media being here, with the press being here, obviously myself included in this, it's really given them a great vantage point to be able to stand up on and get a good view of the crowd. So you have both spectators and a lot of press that's standing up on that fence, and they're standing up on the fence all the way down, you guys. Those people waving the Black Lives Matter flag back there in the distance. What's up, my man? How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you, man. Yeah, my man. Absolutely. Appreciate you, buddy. Anyway, sorry. What's up, guys? sending those Black Lives Matter flags down there. They're lining the fence the whole way, but nobody's touching it. Nobody's trying to climb the fence or anything along those lines. It's just getting a better vantage point to be able to see the crowd. No, I think everybody, you know, the last few nights, everything's been very, very quiet, very, very peaceful. It's been nice. I'll tell you, I was really getting sick of getting gassed every night being down here. So it's been nice. I know it hasn't been quite as entertaining for everybody to watch. I know that there's not has been quite as much excitement for the viewers. But no, I don't know when the fence is gonna get taken down officially either. For those who don't know, the city of Portland is suing or fining, I should say, the federal government a certain amount every 15 minutes that passes that this fence is up. Sorry, buddy. Because it's actually blocking the bike lane. Oh, here's another group coming in, you guys.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Much smaller group, but they green shirts is something I can't remember. Red is teachers, yellow is moms, orange is dads. Hey, do you know what the green shirts are? Okay, I can't figure that one out either. Thanks, buddy. Blue is nurses, medical professionals. I don't know what the green shirts were. Those look like a different crowd represented. You know, the crowd has changed too. Once the feds kind of left, you guys, a lot of people wanted the peaceful protesting. They didn't want the city officials to start getting back involved again in the way that they were, which, keep in mind, was one thing that led to the feds coming in to begin with, is just the major politics, the political issues that there are at the city level, with city council and the mayor and the police commissioner and other commissioners. We have a commissioner system here, you guys, in Portland, and there's some goods to it, but it also creates a lot of problems where it's very difficult to ever get anything done, and the process usually is very long, and there's a lot of people involved in that process that don't agree with things, and it really halts up being able to accomplish things. And that's one thing that led to everything, is the discrepancies between some of the commissioners and the police themselves, and some various city policies that actually contradict each other that the police are supposed to uphold to. So I think everybody's wanting to get back to business as usual insofar as figuring out what they can actually do to enact some true change. I still haven't figured out why it was let's destroy the federal courthouse, or where that initial reaction came from. But it's definitely not the 2 weeks that I've been down here on the ground, and I was watching for about a week or 10 days on other people's lives before that. Other than that, all my information was coming from mainstream media, so I was kind of afraid to come down. Not afraid to come down here, I just live on the east side of town, but weary of coming down here. But at any rate, people seem to want change. It doesn't seem to be just a destroy. It was people viewed the feds as the ones who were in the offensive, and so it became a defensive act by a lot of people in the city. But it definitely wasn't as chaos and destruction as what you'd see on mainstream media. Not saying that those things weren't happening, because they definitely were. It's not like they were making up the footage. But it's pretty easy to just pinpoint a little bit of an area and a little bit of a night and a little bit of a crowd and show that, and then make it out like it's the whole crowd. I can tell you that every night that I was down here, it was, by my guesstimation, less than 2% every night, but most nights less than 1%. Some nights less than 0.5% of the total crowd that were maybe instigators or agitators. So that's a pretty small number. The rest of everybody was just peacefully demonstrating, peacefully protesting, chanting, singing, dancing, those kind of things. So blue is nurses. Yeah, green was the one that I couldn't figure out. And I asked somebody and they couldn't figure it out either. So I don't know if they're new representation. And do you know what the green shirts are? The people in the crowd? Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure either. Thanks, buddy. Apparently nobody knows. So anyway, the age of the people in the crowd. There's grandmas in the crowd. There's young kids in the crowd. I'd say as the night goes on, obviously the crowd stays between the teenagers. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, when I say teenagers, I've seen like, I don't know. As I've gotten older, I'm bad at judging these things, but I would guess between 12 and 16 years old. Decent number of kids, and they seem to just be the maybe live around here, bored, looking for something to do. Teenagers just, and this is a great opportunity to come down and hang out, cause trouble if that's what you want to do. And so that's been a lot of that. But as far as the total crowd, I can't even pinpoint a demographic to tell you guys, because that's how diverse it really is. There are people who are, I mean, gray hair. I would say a lot. The majority is probably between 25 and 45 or 50 in that range. But there's a huge spread of representation of various cultures, professions, and financial statuses, political beliefs, the whole nine. It's a very diverse crowd, which I wouldn't really expect anything different from Portland. We have a pretty diverse population here, so. Yeah, let me flip you guys back around. I'll walk around and show you guys some other things. Southeast Portland Police Bureau. Okay, so I didn't know that they were over there tonight. That some of the times that things are really calm down here, it's because there's another group somewhere else. Southeast Portland Police Bureau. Interesting. I don't know where that one's at, to be honest with you guys. I know where the North Bureau is. Southeast though, yeah, interesting. Thanks for that info though, I appreciate the heads up on that. Yeah, legal observers, press, all that stuff. And that has created some issues. I will speak on that while I'm here too, for the feds and the other police agencies involved. I don't know if you guys heard that the feds tried to get the restraining order lifted against them involving media and press. And I will say that coming down here and covering it as a member of media and press, I've seen a lot of people down here that are actively participating in the protests while also being media and press. And obviously that creates some issues for the feds being able to create some issues for the feds being able to. Sorry, guys, there's just a group of people walking by just having fun. Create some issues for the feds in being able to differentiate those things. So I'm not saying that I agree with the feds being able to target press, but man, it does create a little bit of a unique situation down here. Which is why when I come out, just so you guys know, I'm very lit up. I wear a bright reflective vest. I have lights on my, I'm wearing a fanny pack, you guys. How cool am I? So I have lights on my fanny pack. I got sick of carrying my backpack around every night. I have lights on my helmet and whatnot. And I'm very good at communicating with the cops insofar as giving them, or the feds when they were out, giving them hand gestures, letting them know where I'm at. So they've been extremely respectful, in my opinion. I've had conversation with the feds on a few different nights when I was out just taking pictures and videoing, and also talked to PPB on the street, because the PPB bureau is just right across the street from us here, you guys too. It's in the same plaza. Where other media has talked about how they've actually been targeted and whatnot. And it's like, well, I have to ask, well, what kind of tactics are you engaging in that allowed that to be what the feds wanted to do? So don't get me wrong, I have gotten hit with some projectiles and pepper balls, but that's because I'm trying to get some really good footage to show you guys, not because I think the feds were out to get me by any stretch of the imagination. So I do want to give credit where credit's due on that. They were allowed me to get some great shots, go right out in the middle of the intersection between the protesters and the feds, and get some good pictures, some good footage. So that was nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I did know that that's where that was then. That's literally just right across the river, you guys. So we're on 3rd. Just so you guys know, I'll give you kind of a brief rundown of the layout of Portland. The Willamette River separates east and west, and Burnside separates north and south. So anything that's going to be, and then it's just quadrant from there. We have southeast Portland is very gridded. The inner downtown in West Portland is very gridded. So you have numbered streets and you have lettered streets. A few of the numbered streets, like 7th is, like 5th is Grand, 4th is MLK, in Southeast. And over here you have some other numbered streets that have lettered names. But other than that, that's how that works. So 3rd, Southeast 3rd, we're on Southwest 4th. I think Southwest 4th. So really, you have the Willamette River, and then you're only 7 blocks away. So yeah, there's bridges. We're Bridge City, Rose City, Bridge City. That's what Portland's known as, and it's because of all the bridges you have to take to get from since that does have the Willamette River that cuts the city in half. So that is really not too far away at all. So yeah, Southwest 3rd and Salmon, I think we're on Main Street. I want to say Salmon is 1 block over from where we're at here. So we're talking a block south and 6 blocks or so to the east. So not very far at all, but yeah, interesting info. I'm gonna flip this camera around. I'm in the back end of the park here. I'll show you guys kind of how they have this set up so that make it a little safer for the people here. Brandon, do you know if that reporter was mainstream media or some live streamer media? Do you know details on that? But here you go. You guys can see about a block off the protest area. They do have some people who just kind of set up, keep a watch on everything, make sure nobody's trying to come in and cause any damage to anybody down here. I know you guys have probably seen the different protests that have gotten cars driven into them and people have died. So they do a pretty good job at kind of blocking things off and trying to keep everybody safe. But as you can see here, looks like a Tesla? No. Yeah, Tesla. So got a Tesla blocking the road here, making sure that everybody's safe. And then RX got bum rushed and attacked by the cops or by protesters. Yeah, Sam, local leaders of the movement, there's a lot, and I don't know if I'd call them necessarily local, because I feel like some of them are from out of town. I'm still trying to figure that out, and I'm trying to do it with some tact where I don't just come out and downright ask, because then people get a little bit weary. But I am trying to figure some of those things out. I don't know if you guys heard some of the speakers earlier. You can see this side of the park is pretty empty. Sorry while I'm walking through here, you guys. Whereas the last couple weeks, this side of the park has been pretty full as well. So definitely a little lower turnout, but if there's also people over in Southeast Portland, that's probably what would make up the difference here. Usually on slow nights, especially on weekend nights, excuse me, that it's this slow down here, it's because there's something else happening somewhere else. So the sheriffs got RX entering. Well, I like RX. I think she's great. I love watching her feed. I mean, she gets some good footage. She's definitely one of those people that gets up in the mix and is skirting that fine line between media and protester. And so I just saw her last night out here. I was watching her feed from earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday. I honestly can't remember. But yeah, interesting. I think she just got her hand broken or something like that. I think she just got arrested earlier this week. So. Well, good. I'm glad that she didn't get picked up. I'm glad that she's okay. But yeah, the Washington County Sheriff is where we're at. So from what I've heard, it's going to be the Washington County Sheriff and the Oregon State Police that are going to be the ones kind of tasked with crowd control, keeping the peace, what have you, whatever you want to call it. So the cops were slashing tires in the neighborhood. The cops were, as they were walking through, so that nobody could use them as weapons against them or something. Like they were incapacitated. I'm gonna go walk over here and find some other streamers and ask them if they were aware of what happened too. Hey. You guys hear about Southeast Portland?
Yeah.
Sheriffs came in and...
Unlawful assembly.
Is that what happened? How many people were over there?
I'm not sure. Does anyone know how many people were over in North Portland? Or you say Southeast?
Yeah, the precinct there. I guess Arx got rushed.
Yeah.
Bum rushed by the sheriffs, I guess, came in.
What's your name?
Jordan.
Adam.
Nice to meet you, buddy. I've been watching your stream online, so I appreciate what you guys are doing out here.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. That's Adam Costello, for those that are watching, have seen his feed, you guys. So I'm trying to see if they have any additional information, but he's right here. We got Trey too. I shared both their feeds to my page earlier today, you guys. They were covering the other march, so. So we'll see. We'll see if they don't end up. I'm sure that group, if they got dispersed over there, will end up coming over here. And then I'm guessing that they will probably declare this one an unlawful assembly.
I heard around 100 people.
Okay, cool.
I guess this other group marched from Waterfront. So they're just over there.
Yeah, they're just right across. It's like 3rd and Salmon, I think, is where they were at. So, appreciate it, buddy. Sounds like there was about 100 people at the other one that got that the sheriff came into. So, okay. So some of the leaders. I'm going to share. I'll try and share some information. There's some groups involved. There's Reimagine Oregon is doing some good things over here. They have a list of demands, requests, whatever you want to call it, that they're working with both local, county, city or state and federal government actually to try and get some things accomplished. They've been fairly productive in what they've been doing. So reimagineoregon.org is that website. I tried to compile the list of what they were asking for and get more of a a more, you know, just, you'll see when you jump on their website, if you go to demands, it just has a, let me flip this around real quick. It just has every individual like thing they're asking for is a different link too. So, yeah, so if I was trying to find like a list. Oh, hey, my man. You were handing out the yellow slips the other day for Reimagine Oregon, right? Yeah. Is there, so I've been on their website and I saw that all the demands, I'm trying to find if there's like a list. I don't know if you've been on the website before, but the demands are like each individual link you have to click.
Yeah, so it goes into detail about what.
Yeah, and I love how detailed it is. Is there more of like a comprehensive list I can just print out, or do you know that's available anywhere?
I'm not sure, actually.
Okay.
I would have to keep that in time.
No worries, my man. I just figured I'd ask. Appreciate it, buddy. So yeah, there's a lot of information on their website. So I welcome you guys that want to see what's happening to go check that out. But it's like it talks about what area they want to focus on, and you click that, and then it breaks it down, and there's other links that you have to click. So it's not really like a list that's really easy to just publish for you guys. And I haven't taken the time to go through and copy and paste all of it into a list. So, but Reimagine Oregon is one of the groups. I'll try and find out more of the individual like groups that are here, but there's a bunch of different nonprofits that are involved and a lot of different organizations that are working here. There's some organizations over in Central Oregon that are doing things, and they are working with both officials, city officials, clergy in the area, and then you know, school officials, and trying to hit the various elements from multiple different angles to actually get change done. What you see happening down here on the ground at the protest is really just a small part of the overall work that these folks are putting in.
Wow, that's why it's so bothering me, and now you keep talking to me, and now you just exploded my brain, because I thought, hey, but you did that, this whole thing is already right.
Yeah, Sam, Liberty Loving Indy is my Facebook page. And just so you guys know, it's been, I've had this page around since 2013. I did not just start this to cover this this movement. I've been covering the liberty movement, I guess, so to speak, for a long time, and that's what that page is going to be about. So you want to learn more about libertarianism and liberty and all the various ways that it elements to that is you know, it affects society and whatnot. It's a good page to. I hope it's a good page and people like it. It's got some information on there. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. And what's happening down here in downtown Portland is a culmination of so many various social movements and these fringe movements that have been happening. And Portland's been a great place for that since Occupy. This park that we're actually in right now is the park that was occupied here in Portland for Occupy Wall Street. So these two blocks right here are the ones that they had occupied for Occupy Wall Street. And that's when I started really following these different social movements. So I don't remember how many years ago that was. It was quite a while ago. And there's been a lot that's happened in Portland since then. From the Northwest Proud Boys, the Patriot Prayer, all the various protests and counter-protests that happened with those organizations over the last few years. So Portland really has been a very controversial place over the last, 5 to 10 years with some of these things, but well back before that. That's just as long as I've been kind of actively involved in it and things are on the ground. So yeah, Tammy, that's what Trump is wanting to tell everybody. But you want to end free assembly. That sounds like taking a stab at some of the things that are guaranteed in the Constitution. Once we start championing presidents taking away rights or taking away protections, I guess, that are guaranteed to us in the Constitution, that's a very, very slippery slope. It's something that I have argued about for the last number of presidents, that just because we might agree with what that particular president is doing, setting a precedent that the president has the power to do that only ensures that if there's ever a change of power, that president can then use that same power against you or you know, the people that you believe in. So, you know, I think that looking at federal overreach is definitely something that, regardless of if our political party is in power in the feds, it's something that I think we all should be very wary of and very cautious of. Yeah, Johnny, no, thank you, man. I appreciate it. It was like my hobby for a long time. So I know that my family, you know, probably hated it. And but I have more books at my house on human action and economics and social theory than anything else. So jump into if you get a chance tomorrow, 10 a.m., jump into our live, our roundtable discussion. I'll be covering more in depth about all these ideologies and able to answer some questions and whatnot too. So yeah, absolutely. Hey Bert, if you can't keep your comments civil, go find somebody else's feed to watch, okay? So, especially using terminology that I don't think you actually understand what it means. So, you'll get banned if you can't be respectful. Hey Bert, go fuck yourself, buddy. Okay? I know Mr. Tough Guy sitting behind his computer keyboard thinks he's all big and badass, but if you're gonna use the word cuck correctly, you're the cuck, my friend. Okay? So maybe you should understand what definitions mean before you go using them. You're a cuck to the state, buddy. So anyway, drop the ban hammer. I have a job, you fucking pathetic loser. Yeah. You're the one that needs to get a life, dude. Sitting around watching other people's feeds talking shit while you have nothing better to do. So anyway, you got something to say, feel free to come on down, man. Speak your mind, you know? But you want to be a pussy and stay home and just talk shit behind your fucking keyboard, know that you don't get to call other people who are actually out here doing things pussies when you're the fucking pussy sitting behind your keyboard just talking shit on other people's feeds. So if you don't like what you're seeing, don't watch. And if you are watching, be respectful. I'm spending my time, my money that I earned working down here doing this. So you could at least be respectful of my time and money. And if not, just find somebody else's feed to go watch. So it's pretty simple. Hey Bert, those comments, man, I'm telling you what, they're getting screenshot, they're getting shared. So I hope you're not using your actual Facebook feed, man. You can't be using disrespectful words like that in a public forum, dude. I know a lot of women that get pretty upset at the word cunt. And especially while you're sitting here using it on my feed just to be an asshole. So, little inverted dickless cunt. You're funny. You're a funny guy. Hey moderators, I need some help. Ban this motherfucking cocklicker, okay? Little girl. You're so funny. I love trolls, you guys. Everybody laugh at the troll, you guys. Laugh at Bert, the fucking worthless, pathetic loser troll, you guys. and he's been banned. That's how we roll, you guys, okay? Come up here talking shit, you're gonna get banned. You won't be able to watch anymore, so keep your comments civil or you're done, okay? You're done. I can't ban you guys directly while I'm live streaming, but guess what? I have moderators that can. So keep it civil or get fucked. You know, but I don't deal well with people calling me a pussy when I'm down here getting tear gassed by the feds to show you guys what's going on. So you guys can sit at your house in the comfort behind the screen of your computer and talk shit. Okay, so guaranteed, I ain't no bitch, I ain't no pussy. I promise you on those fronts. So anyway, enough of that, you guys. Everybody's been great tonight, so I expect the trolls to pop in occasionally. It happens. I don't deal with them like other people do, so if you're a troll and you're watching this feed, go ahead and head on over. There's lots of other feeds that you can watch where they'll just let you troll the comments and say disrespectful, racist, sexist shit. I don't put up with that on this page though, so if that's what you're here for, just go ahead and bounce on out. Love it, appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna go back down here and show you guys more of what's going on. Everything's pretty chill though. It's kind of, you know, at least when there's stuff happening with the feds, I know where I need to go to show you guys the action and to give you guys a view of what's going on. Everybody's just kind of hanging out, doing their thing. Honestly, the way that it kind of feels, you guys, down here a lot of these nights, it's just kind of like an outdoor festival, you know? And I think that's part of why so many people, why this movement has gained such popularity, is in a lot of ways it's given people something to do. The government has kind of shut down our ability to do a lot of what we would normally be doing during this time. And so I think I don't know that this movement would have been as big as it has grown to be if it weren't happening during COVID. And that's just my personal opinion on it. I'm not saying that people wouldn't agree that Black Lives Matter and that something needs to be done, but would there be this large of a turnout at some of these events? I don't know on that. I'm gonna walk down here and show you guys some of the speakers. I just want to give you guys kind of a feel for the park. It's not nearly as packed in here in the park as it is, but there's a decent number of people on the street here. So. Somebody is very, very, very animated on the megaphone. I can't even make out what they're saying.
If you are coming out here to support Black Lives, what the fuck are you doing? If you are supporting us. Like right now, this is a time to step in. You're here as an ally and you think you're coming out to black people and you don't step in?
than you guys. I don't know what's happening here.
Because if I saw someone getting attacked, I don't care if they're white, I'm going to step in. Because I know coming down here alone, I'm probably going to get attacked. Not by the police, probably going to crack police too. So if you're not stepping in and helping, then why are you here? Why? Protect those around you. All that beef shit, leave it at home. We're not here to have arguments. We're not here for that. We're here to protect each other. Use that example that happened right here, use that as a learning point. Use that as a learning point. Because as that, whenever the Native American man that came up to a black woman, all these black women that were up here, nobody came up. Nobody even bumped their foot. That's why we're here every day. Black women are the backbone of America. Black women are the backbone of this fucking world. So protect us. We don't even ask for much. Protect us. That's it.
Black Lives Matter!
I'm sorry I was about to speak. So let's not interrupt the black woman, please. I'm not standing up here to be silent.
Listen, woman black. Listen for her.
Thank you. It should not have to take a white man to silence a crowd to listen to a black woman. Do fucking better. I see a lot of allies in the crowd right now, so thank you for being here, but I do want to say this. A lot of you guys are coming down here to support. Some of you guys aren't doing a good job, but you guys get to go home and return to your normal lives. We are down here speaking to you, educating you, while being traumatized. Think about that. I am 21 years old. I don't have any business being down here speaking to you. I should be worried about my future. I should be worried about my education. I should not have to be worried about, what if I get tear gas too many times in a row and it affects my chances to have children? I should not have to be worried about that my friends are 16, 17 years old and they may not make it to high school the next coming year. But you guys get to go home, right? You guys get to drive in your car, not think about it, tune out, clock out. You guys only clock in when you come here like it's a job. But we have to be reminded of this shit every single day. And in the midst of change, this is supposed to be a good thing for us. And while it is, and while people are being educated and awareness is spreading around, we are being even more traumatized. Because for the longest time, your white noise has been deafening. And now, we demand to be heard. Excuse me, turn that shit off. Now.
Excuse me, turn off the music. Shut up, motherfucker. Listen for the black woman. Listen for the black woman. She said very important. Listen.
Someone just started blaring some music in the background, and they're just trying to get them to turn it down.
I need you to raise your hand if you think the system is broken. Okay, put your hand down. You're absolutely wrong. The system is working exactly the way it should be. There's nothing broken about it. white male. That is it. Every night I am down here, 17 years old, wearing a respirator mask when I should be wearing mascara. I should not be getting gas 3 times a week. I don't understand why it's so hard to send them home. If they sent them home, this shit would be over. We would not be getting gas over and over if those pigs just went fucking home. This is not your home. This is my home. This is my home for us. And it is turning into a battlefield. It is turning into a war zone. This energy down here at the Justice Center is so different than when it first started. The Justice Center has become a press hole now. All of this, press want to come here now because this story is relevant. What about my story that I've been living for 17 years? What about all the black people in this country who have been living that story their entire lives? We do not get to have a break. You do not get to be tired because George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain, Trayvon Martin, and countless other names do not get to be tired. They are 6 feet in the ground. They are dead. Their last thoughts were on concrete. The last thing they saw was a foot to their face. The last thing they saw was their killer. Imagine that. The last thing you see is the person who killed you. And justice has yet to be served. Trayvon Martin's killer is still out. And he tried to sue their family for defamation and conspiracy with the police for $2 million. A killer tried to sue parents of the child he killed. He tried to sue their parents. And our system allowed it. We need to fight this system back in the ass and send these motherfuckers home. This is not their place. If that means that we need to burn this city to the ground, then I will fucking burn it. Because I will not live here when shit like this is going on. I will not raise my kids in a city like this, in a country like this, a country full of pedophiles and predators and racists to be the fucking president. I will not allow that. I will not allow a liar, a fat fucking liar, to tell me what the fuck I can and can't do. I will do whatever the fuck I want. Who the fuck gave police authority to kill people with no consequences? Our system will not even put one of its own because they know how fucked up it is. They know that they have to do a reality check. They know that this shit is wrong, but they're too comfortable on their high pedestal with a silver fucking spoon in their mouth. They don't give a fuck about us. They do not give a fuck about any one of you, and that is the truth. They do not give a fuck about women, about black people, about trans people.
That's
why we're here.
Yes! Woo! Thank you!
Talk about whose streets are our streets, we need to remember that these are not our streets. These are the streets of Native Americans whose land was power. This movement is not a joke. This is still the civil rights movement. This is the same thing that was happening 50 years ago, except this time it's my voice, it's my face, it's your voices and your faces. You need to make this movement what it's supposed to be. This is not a party. Yes, we can have fun. Love is the backbone of so many things. We're all here because we love this cause, because we have an actual heart, and we know that this shit is wrong. We have a conscience, we have a brain, and we know that other humans should not be treated like this. So when we're out here, it's okay to celebrate. It's okay to have fun. But do not forget why you are here. Do not forget what is behind the veil. Because those names are why you are here. Those names are the foundation. They are the complete foundation of this movement. I am so lucky that I have made it this far. Any black person is lucky that they have not been shot point blank and then they're dead. That is the last thing they get to do. They gave them maybe a wrong fake $20 bill. They're dead. They were carrying Skittles. They're dead. They were playing the violin. They're dead. They were asleep in their home. And now they're dead. I do not get to go to sleep comfortably. I am never comfortable. And you are comfortable every day of your life. That is your privilege. You get to be comfortable. You get to feel safe. I never feel safe. Ever. I have never been safe in this country, in school, even in my own home. It is not safe for black people. And a lot of you don't realize that. You don't understand what we go through, especially living in the whitest city in America. You do not understand how outcasted we feel, how much pain and how much embarrassment we feel every day when you stick capsules in our hair, when you say, oh, I'm almost as dark as you, when you fuck the mask, you're gonna know who the fuck I am. I am not here to be your teacher. I am not here to educate you. I am doing it because I know that you need this knowledge to move forward. But do not get it confused. Do not mix it up. It is never a black person's job to educate you on this. You should be doing that on time. I shouldn't fucking be up here screaming at you, exhausting myself 4 times a week. I am down here. And then I have to go fight during the day because my skin is different. I never get a fucking break. I don't get to take breaks. So if you have fucking respirators, if you have shields, if you have any type of protective equipment, you should be in the fucking front. You should not be hiding. If you are hiding, why are you here? You need to lose your fear. They have no real power. They use fear as their weapon. If we have unity, we are stronger than they will ever be. We need to come together. We cannot be fighting amongst each other. We are fighting for the same cause. But one of my favorite quotes is an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And when I talk about that, yes, you should fuck shit up. I think we need to fucking burn this whole building. This whole building needs to be fucking ashes. It's a waste of our time. It is a waste of our fucking money. And they hide in there. They're fucking monsters. They have no soul. You cannot see their eyes. You cannot see their mouth. All you see is a dark figure with a gun. That's how you know their only real power is fear and control. That is it. We have so much more power. There are so many more of us. Use the fucking power you have. Use the strength. is not a happy place. People have been shot. People have suffocated. I have suffocated right in front of where I'm standing. To all the moms, do better and hold yourselves accountable. Hold your counterparts accountable for their mistakes. Do your research. Use your mother instinct to never, ever leave a child on the ground. Do better. For our black women, never leave black women alone. Stop. You aren't realizing how much danger I'm in. I could get shot right now. Say something to all of you moms leaving right now. Let's remember that you are following our white organizer and you're walking away from a black woman talking directly. You should be here. What I'm talking about. When I was educated, when I was green, when I was playing in the park, you did. You walked away. You stared. You don't know if you can pick and choose one of your allies. You are forever an ally. You are always an ally. I'm constantly black. I do not get to pick and choose when I want to fight for my fucking life. Do y'all understand that? They get to pick and choose. They get to come in. They get to get the press. And y'all press. Oh, y'all press. You're giving your fucking way. They want the fucking crowd. Do y'all understand that? These people do not give a fuck about my life. Because if they did, they'd be standing in front of you right fucking now. The only people who are here, the only people who are here, are the people that are standing here. The wall of moms is not going to stop us. The wall of moms do not stop till we can stay right here. That's us. They want us. For those of you who can't see what's going on up here, all of moms have left, and there's only 3 women standing. This is a public service announcement.
So that was what happened here. As the wall of moms marched off in the middle of that young lady speaking and started chanting Black Lives Matter over her talking, and kind of goes directly against what they were actually talking about, which is amplifying black voices and helping provide some education for people who might need it. So they weren't very happy with the way the moms handled things. There is what that little disruption was. And you're on social media saying that you protect black women. You're not here for me. You're here for what? For Instagram likes? For a fucking PTA meeting? And telling your kids at your school that you are fighting for black kids? You're not. Because you get to go home and live your normal life like they said earlier. And I went home to paranoia. I wake up and I make sure my car is still there. I wake up and I get in my car and make sure my tires are not flashed. I check my car for at least 20 minutes to make sure my brakes are not cut, to make sure I have no thing to identify that it is me, that it's my car. You don't know to talk like this. I sat there. I didn't need a megaphone. I was waiting
It didn't take much to say. What are they going to lose if they stay? Nothing. That's what the truth shows you. They would have lost nothing per se. Nothing. You're a ride home, you can take a fucking lift. You lost nothing and still, you chose us. So as much as I don't want there to be division, know who's really here for Black Lives and know who isn't. I just want to go off of that. If y'all could kind of fill in a little bit, because I know y'all in the back are having trouble hearing us. So if everyone could kind of fill in a little bit, that'd be great. So, like we already said, the people that are here and just left, they're not here for the right movement. They're not here for this movement. They're here for the crowd. Do you understand that? These little mobs are going to protect you. Look at these veterans. They stayed here the whole fucking time. They have wives, they have kids. They have other lives. They have other shit to do, but they're here with us. Because they understand. They want to protect us. Those mobs don't. They want their media time. They want the front page of the newspapers. And all we're asking for is for y'all to listen to us. And you can barely do that. So, when y'all are out here, you guys need to constantly be asking yourselves this question. What am I doing to better a black person's life? Are you standing in front of those white people who are trying to terrorize us? Are you? Are you?
Yeah.
Speak up! Use your voices! I'm tired of using mine! I've been using mine my whole life! And still nobody listens to me! I don't know if you guys think our problems aren't real, but they are! In 7th grade, I went to Scout House! Y'all know what that is? Scout House, Oregon? And I got kicked out of school after basketball season! I was a star basketball player that kicked me out of school! I was the only black person in my classroom! Girls would cut my curls! They would cut my curls off! What the fuck am I supposed to do? I was 13 years old! And when I used my voice and I spoke up about it, everyone silenced me! Nobody cared how that made me feel! No one! The school board, the staff, nobody cared about me! Nobody cared about the little black girl who got pencils put in her hair! Who white girls just come out and say, oh, your hair is too pretty for me! How do you think that makes a 12-year-old feel? How?
Awful.
Nobody understands my pain except for my other sisters. So when my other sisters are out here speaking to you, I need y'all to listen. But this is real shit. This is a stupid movie.
They cut off her curls.
We're not making this shit up. This is real fucking life. And I'm sorry for the moms who got tear gas and got grenades thrown at them, but I've constantly had obstacles thrown at me in my life. I have constant trauma from the day I was born. I don't think you'll understand that, but this shit, all this shit, this is nothing
know me because I got 4 or 5 times.
I'm way over your head.
Because I don't have
So I'm
family,
not filming your face.
because I am alone. 1 month ago, in New York City, they killed my brother.
You realize there's cameras all over the federal plaza, right?
Tell me what I mean.
Okay.
You understand what I mean. You don't understand.
You guys, I've been extremely respectful of that, so trust me, I understand there's cameras all over the federal plaza. You guys get that, right?
We are here for black
Okay, so am I.
lives, for my life,
I
for
appreciate it.
your life.
I appreciate your concern, and yes. I'm helping share with the world everything you guys are doing, guys. So,
We are here not for a black
absolutely, I
we
respect
have
that. I
ways,
appreciate it.
we can talk. We can tell him what the truth. Because they do wrong. They do wrong. And when anyone do wrong, what anyone do, tell him the truth. Why? I tell him the truth, they shot me. I tell him the truth, they killed my brother 1 month ago. You know what I feel? I feel lonely, I feel sad, I feel bad. Every day I cry about what's happened in the United fucking States, about what's happened with Rose, about what's happened with the President of the United States. Who protect my life? No anyone protects my life. Because I am alone, because I don't have family. Tell me how I feel. We are here for black lives, for my life, for we life. I am mad. I am really mad. I can't talk. I can't talk. You know, first time when I got shot here in this center, and I know they hear me. When I got shot first time, you know what they say for me? They say, welcome to America. This is America. Because I am lonely, because I am so fucking sad about what's happened here. This is not United States. Because I know this is not United States with this fucking rules. Because I know all people here. Same my family, all here. My sister, my brother, my dad, my mom. I love you guys, all of you. I love you guys. Just as you are my family. Anyone black man or woman of blood, please come talk. Tell people.
Hey, I've been coming to Portland for a while now. And every time I go to the little decent places, they always mention her name. And I had not heard her name mentioned here at the PDX. And her name is Sarai. It's a little 14-year-old girl out of Coos County, Coos Bay, who was locked up for 11 years. Now, the reason why this story is personal to me, I don't know if you guys see me with my little girl, but me and my little girl got burnt up out of our home with her brother, her sister, and 2 of her friends. The guy that burnt our home down only did 2 months in jail. Just 6 months ago, my daughter had to run back into him, and the only thing, you know, like a 3-year-old girl would do, she screamed, talking about, Jim, you burnt my house down. You think I'm playing? His name is Jim Otto, A-T-T-O, and it's out of Medford, Oregon. So when they say racial discrimination isn't going on in the state of Oregon, they're a fucking lie. And I'm here to tell you. So in this state right here alone, my name's Clarence Carr. I was jumped by 18 white supremacists, and I was put away in prison for it. So these aren't no jokes, these aren't no games. So when they talk about, when they come and threaten your life right now where I'm at, I deal with them every day. The police sit in front of my house every day. The white supremacists, they come out, when I go to protest, every day I fight with them. So when these girls tell me all that they life is really seriously at hand, it really is, because these people ain't playing with them while everybody else getting their cues. Hey, some of y'all do have runs and streamers, some of y'all don't. There is streamers out here for the right reason. So y'all don't give all of them fucking hell. You know what I mean? Because we gotta get this message across one way or another. People ain't coming out to hear it. Y'all need to start taking more difficult messages to them. The name I mentioned was named Soraya. Soraya for justice. Now, Kate Brown has power. We all been sitting here exhibiting this fucking power. Kate Brown also has the power to give that girl a pardon and release her if we can make that name loud enough and big enough. So I'm gonna ask y'all, what was her name? What's her name? What's her name? Now look, I watch Portland every night and I come up here and I help. I do my part in this protest. Please, every night, a pardon for Soraya. Pardon for Soraya. Pardon for Soraya. And the reason why, there is a racial injustice. I just gave it to you. If you think I'm playing, you can come up. I brought all the news clippings. I have everything on my phone. You guys are more than welcome to take copies. I'll send it to anybody. And it even, you know how we talk about property? The only victim on the person that burnt my house down is the house owner. Fucking the property owner. Not my daughter, not no fucking body else. That's all they ever care about is property. So fuck they property, Portland. Fuck all this shit. The first brother to come up here and tell you, this shit right here holds more value in my life than I really don't even want my life, because fuck this fence. It's gonna be here when I'm dead and gone. I have a living soul. So if this accounts for my life, you can keep the fucking fence, you fucking punk. You know what I mean? This is me. So I want you guys to also start using that shit. When they tell y'all that there's shit that we can beat them, selective prosecution. I love white people because y'all hella smart. Selective prosecution, remember that law. What they do to one, they must do to everybody, or they cannot prosecute one. Do you remember that law? The other law. Selective prosecution works in our favor. Selective prosecution is for the people. And they also got other laws out there that are for the people, called fruit of the poisonous tree. But we, as people, need to start learning these laws and making them enforce it. Fruit of the poisonous tree means there can be no more rats. Do you get that? There can be no more tattletelling, because the tattleteller is trying to get off of a case. So therefore, any fruit he brings to the court considered fruit of a poisonous tree. So we as people are getting really stumped on. When you want to start listening to somebody, make sure they're educated and go and take the people to the right place and to the right way. So, I'm gonna ask y'all one more time. What was her name? Soraya. What do we want for Soraya? Oh no, y'all got it wrong. Hey, I'm so glad I'm here. See, there's a difference, because I keep hearing everybody say justice. I don't want no fucking justice as a black man. You know what they done gave every black man for fucking justice? We don't want no fucking equality or money. Freedom! We want our motherfucking freedom back. And we do. We don't want no more Michael Jordan. We don't need no more motherfucking basketball players. You know what the fuck we need? We need our mom and dads back. We need our brothers and our sisters back. So we can start learning through our fucking mistakes and through our bloodline and through the shit we done been through, brother. We don't need no history book. You know what history we need? The history that they got locked up in cages and we
letting the loud sit up in old folks' home. That's the history we need. But we here for peace. We trying to accomplish some shit, not trying to have fans or have fun. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to gain a 14-year-old girl her freedom, her life, by trying to make these people remember her name. Her name is Soraya, and we asking for a pardon. What do we want? What do we want? A pardon. We want Kate Brown to use her fucking power and give this little girl a pardon and send her home now. What do we want? Pardon. Who do we want a pardon for? Soraya. What do we want? A pardon. Who do we want for? Soraya. Hey, I appreciate all of y'all. I love y'all more than y'all know. Every night, her name make the world news. The world knows this town. Y'all done an excellent job on that shit. Now make them know her name, please. Y'all say y'all care about black lives? Then every night I should be hearing Soraya. Because that'll let me know as a black man that y'all care about that one individual black life. Because I done set themselves before innocent. And I used to wait for the day for that cell to slide open and be like, all right, we're gonna let you go. I used to sit there, you remember that I can't breathe? That's exactly how that little girl feel every day. She in that fucking cage, sitting there waiting at the door for it to click open. I know she can't breathe, so I want y'all to not be able to breathe and continue to say her name until she can walk out them doors and breathe again. Soraya is her motherfucking name, and we want to pardon for Soraya. Soraya? What's her name? Soraya! What do we want? Pardon! I love y'all.
Hey guys. I have it on selfie just so you know. So I don't see you guys. I don't know if any of you guys caught what happened there. When I did, I need to have like a, literally have to walk around, even though it's on front camera mode, holding my hand over my rear facing camera so people know I'm not videoing them. Why people think that getting caught on a live stream when you're literally in a federal plaza surrounded by cameras, I don't understand, but I'm also respectful of it and get that it is what it is. So I wanted to get out of there because obviously I had some people around me that were a little bit uneasy, and it's like, okay, for those of you who are watching, I'm down here, look, showing my face. I talk about anarchy online. I've researched these things. I've been involved in these movements. It does not make any sense for you guys to be so sketched out. And if you guys are any good at what you guys claim you're down here doing, you'd be following proper black bloc tactics protocol, which includes actually doing proper steps to conceal your identity. So if you're wearing your personal backpack and the helmet that you bought 5 years ago that you also ride around town in on your bike, then you're not doing it correctly, and you can't get mad at other people who are down here for your lack of ability to do it. So another thing, you stop approaching people with a camera to ask them not to record. Most of us are being very, very courteous about not showing faces, but I've had people walk right into the field of view of my camera to then ask me to make sure I'm not filming their face. It's like, well, I wasn't filming your face until you walked right up to my camera. So at any rate, but just so you guys know, that's what happens down here. You know, they want the word spread about everything, but then at the same time they don't want people to see anything, and those two things contradict each other. So if you want people to find out about the movement, you want people to support it, then this type of action is necessary. If you're down here just to cause destruction, then you're not actually in support of the movement. And that's what I would say to those people who are so worried about being caught on camera that they don't realize that forcing people to not film is actually a detriment to the movement and its ability to garner any support, because that can only come if people are able to see what's happening and decide if they want to support it or not. So I always do question those people and their tactics and their motivation in being down here. And that is somebody that has talked about, research and studied these things for a number of years, and is also you know, coming down into the Federal Plaza. So anyway, if anybody wants to come down here, just know you've probably been caught on camera a million times by the time you even step foot on the block. And yeah, if you don't realize that, then I don't know what you're doing fighting against the government to begin with. The first thing you have to understand if you want to fight against the government is you have to understand the government and everything they're capable of and everything that is possible. And the very first thing that anybody would understand is that they probably know the majority of people who are down here. And if they don't, it's only because they don't want to. So anyway, enough of that. I'm gonna flip this around and see if there's any questions in the chat. Yeah, there's a lot of American flags, you guys. Every night there's American flags. Don't believe the hype that they're all just burning American flags. I did hear a bottle break. I didn't want to flip over, and I hope you guys can appreciate that. It sounded like somebody just threw a beer bottle over the fence, you guys. Other than that, I had not heard anything. So, but yeah, American flags here every night. The vets are still here too, you guys. So 2 of the flags that you guys saw up front, the vets usually stay pretty decently late. I didn't see how many there were up there, but the veterans are still there too. The mom, so I don't know, I didn't catch what time it was. Maybe it was just a time thing, but they just marched out, and they did so kind of in the middle of that one, and I apologize for not catching her name. I know one of you guys threw it out there. I will say those 2 young ladies, I got to give them a lot of credit. They were phenomenal. It takes a lot of guts to get up in front of a crowd like that and talk, and that's even if you're talking about, you know, non-controversial things. But man, a lot of passion, a lot of good words, and a lot of stuff that I think people need to listen to or need to hear. And you know, such young kids getting up, young adults getting up and voicing their opinion like that, I think is important. Obviously their age, they still have a lot of learning to do, a lot of things to figure out, but man, I love the passion. I love to see that, because you know that will just carry on into the rest of their life. But yeah, the mom's marching out in the middle of her talking, I do think was a little bit disrespectful, especially since what they were talking about was essentially white allies and amplifying black voices. So for a white person to get up and start chanting in the middle of a black person speaking, I think was the exact opposite show of support and show of consideration needed. So yeah, it was a weird move. It was a weird move, and it wasn't just the getting up and walking out in the middle of it. It was also the chanting "Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter" over the top of her being able to speak. So yeah, it was a different thing, but that's what happened with the moms. From what I could tell, I can't speak to why the moms got up and marched out like that, but that is what I had kind of witnessed. Well, speaking with passion about things, you guys, if it's going to offend people's sensitivities, then I would question if they were if they were the really allies to begin with. I think that us as white people, I'm obviously a white person myself, need to realize that when people are talking about white people, they're not necessarily talking about all white people. It's more of just the separating yourself from the speaker in those moments. Not saying it's not a tough spot to be in. I've been in a tough position multiple times in my life with similar things like that. So, but yeah, I'd be curious to see what the moms have to say about it. I'm sure that we'll maybe hear something. They definitely did get followed out by a few people who I'm sure had some words with them. So who knows? We'll probably find some footage on somebody else's stream of them talking. I'm standing right out in front of the actual Justice Center right now here, you guys. I'm gonna flip the camera around just to show you. Sorry, I was just making sure I didn't miss any comments here. I'll flip this around to show you guys. So this is the actual Justice Center here. This is the jail here. I don't know if you guys can see where it says Justice Center on there. Probably not. Right there. But so obviously the federal courthouse, which is where all the big clashes have happened at, is right over here next door. This is also, since it's a jail, you guys, that would be Multnomah County. So this building right here is full, well not full, but is a lot of Multnomah County sheriffs inside of there. And then on the back side of the building is the Portland Police Bureau. So if they needed to do some police activity, I mean, you guys, the police are very, very close. And that's what the situation has been the entire time. So as the feds and everybody have been clashing it out, right there, right where you guys see where that fence is, this building that sits directly right next door to it is full of Portland Police Bureau and Multnomah County sheriffs. And they have just remained in the building the entire time. I've seen cars driving down the street the wrong way in front of the building, and had the Sam. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't see if you guys are replying to people. They don't come through on my side. So Sam, I saw your "Are you serious?" I don't know if that's directed at me or if that was a reply to somebody else's comment. If you are talking to me, just let me know what you're referring to, and I'll answer that. If it's in reply to somebody else, don't worry about it. If you guys do reply to somebody else's comment, it just shows on my end as a new comment. That caused some confusion last night in the chat. So just so you guys know, that's what I see. But yeah, so here's where all the cops are. So I just want to give you guys a little heads up on that. I'm gonna flip my camera. No, you're all good, dude. You're all good. No need to oops. I just want to make sure that I wasn't missing something. It's hard to try and be engaged fully in the conversation. Yeah, you guys, I can tell you guys from a first-hand experience that racism is extremely real. And this is from a white male saying this. I have a lot of black friends, and I've dealt with a lot of racism myself just because of the fact that I have black friends. So it's a very real thing. It's not something that just people of color have to deal with. And it's more of a cultural thing. So yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm down here showing this, you guys. I have personal experience and very, very, very close friends of mine who have dealt with racism. I also know it's something that isn't always the cause of why some of these things happen, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from all the times that it is very much real. So. Yeah, for all those people out there who are talking about getting flack for supporting the movement, I can completely appreciate that.
We need our Washington segregated from what we got going on right here. Not segregated, but separated. You feel me? Let's just keep everybody to be behind to make sure we're protected as we walk down these streets. Can we do that?
I'm not exactly sure what's happening here, guys.
We're doing training.
Caitlin says it's all y'all.
I don't see any cops, you guys.
Come on, guys. Everyone here. Come here. Hold on.
So I'll keep it up, you guys. I think you guys are on the right side of history. So taking a stand is definitely never easy.
That's what I'm talking about. So we ready to go? I said, are we ready to go? We ready to go? Come on, let's get nasty with it. Let's go.
Excuse me.
I need my troopers too.
Watch out.
Everybody in the line.
Excuse me. Come back. Excuse me, watch out.
Sorry about the camera messes up there, you guys. I'm trying to get out of the way and I knocked my little stand thing down. Looks like there's a march taking off right now. So. Do you know where they're going?
I have no idea. They've been doing this all night long.
Have they?
Okay. I promise. Sorry.
No worries. You're all good.
Yeah.
You're You're all good. Well, I'm gonna go link up with them and have a good night. Stay safe. Alright, I'm gonna walk and I'll follow the So this building right here that they're marching in front of, you guys, is the Portland Police Bureau building. Like I said, so this is on the back side of the jail, but that's where we're at. So they just marching down the street here. Oh, and it looks like they're just taking it right in front of the PPB. Could be what we're seeing, you guys, with the change in the climate of the protest is just shifting the attention away from the federal building because of the feds being here, and back to the issues that there were prior to the feds coming in, which was issues here in the local politics with the city. The Portland Police Bureau, some of the commissioners, and what have you. So Here you go, guys, for people who didn't see earlier when I did my little walk around. So you guys can see we're right, you know, not even a block away. I mean, we're basically across the street from where the protests have been happening. Here's a Starbucks. I talked to a few people when I first came down here before I was streaming from this feed, and essentially what I was told is that it's the federal property, the public property that they had issue with, and then also some corporate businesses down here. So the mall got hit, the Apple store got hit, a bunch of the corporate businesses. That gentleman was very, 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 very adamant that there was only one small business, independent business, that got hit. And I guess it was because of some issues that were happening internally, or some issues that they'd had. So it wasn't just a rampant destruction of property. It seemed to be more targeted than that. And walking around down here, I can tell you that seems to hold true. Yeah, there's some graffiti on some businesses and some buildings. But if you come through any downtown area, any time of the year during normal times, you see graffiti on the side of businesses and whatnot. So that could just be happenstance. So anyway, I'm trying to be a little bit more aware, you guys, of things. Yeah, whoever it is that mentioned earlier that the vibe has shifted, it definitely has. I felt it last night down here, you guys. I'm jumping back into my comments here, you guys, just so I can see. I didn't see anybody get hurt. Just answer that question. Yeah, thanks for you guys for joining in. Anybody who's got to jump out. I might be ending this here pretty soon too. Like I said, the vibe is a little bit strange. It's a little bit different than it was when the feds were here. There seemed to be a little bit more unity when the feds were here. Whereas now there seems to be a little bit more division. Definitely a lot more infighting than we saw when the feds were here, and I think that's part of that. And that creates a little bit of a different dynamic too, especially for me, who's someone who's a little bit more vocal about my thoughts and opinions. A lot of the other streamers just stream and stay pretty silent about everything. And there's a reason why, you know. It's a little bit uncomfortable. It can be a bit uncomfortable when you're down here. I'm pretty sure I could hold my own in a debate with any one of these people about a lot of the concepts that they subscribe to and claim to hold dear. So that gives me a little bit more of a feeling of comfort. But at the same time, there's a lot of weird little factions that go around doing individual things, and like I said, the unity between the entire group seems to have diminished, in my opinion, slightly. And I think some of that unity was rallying around the feds being here, and now it's figuring out how do they progress the movement along from this point, while retaining some of that unity. And of course, that's not always an easy thing to figure out. So like we've heard a lot of the speakers say, there is no rule book for this, you know. It's never been done before. They're figuring it out as they go, and I think that's what we're definitely seeing. Is I think we're in an evolutionary period of this, with the feds departure. Yes, I hope that the narrative is getting focused back to what this original movement started as. I think that the Black Lives Matter movement and the fact that it became kind of an anti-establishment movement. A lot of other these fringe groups kind of came out that latch on to any anti-establishment movement, and rightfully so. But I'm definitely hoping that it gets back to what some of the movement was about. I'd like there to be a little bit more, I don't want to say inclusion, because I don't want to be, you know, like that white guy talking about wanting to be included in things. But at the same time, I hope that there is a little bit more inclusiveness, just so we can kind of see what's going on. There is a, what looks like the front of a police cruiser. Oh, it's a City of Gresham police cruiser. What's up, buddy? Everybody always thinks I'm streaming, so that guy just rode by giving a peace sign to the camera. The amount of interaction that you get from people is totally different. Some people are either completely appalled that you're down here filming, and other people appreciate it, and they come up and do funny things in front of your phone. I wish there was a way of letting people know that I had my front or my rear camera on, but neither here nor there. I thought that was a PPB guy, but it was actually a Gresham city police. So I don't know what he's doing downtown Portland. Gresham is to the east of Portland. It's one of those where you cross a street. I think like 162nd is the dividing line for a decent amount of it, but not quite sure what he was doing down here. It looks like they've moved up. I'll show you guys real quick, and then I'll have to decide what I'm doing here tonight. They're in front of a different building. Oh, they're just marching. I gotcha. It just takes some time apparently for them to make it around the block. I don't know if you guys had seen, I'll show you guys this. While they were standing there, they did spray paint the Black Lives Matter to the right of the door in black. That's what those guys in all black will do. They're, you may have heard me mention it earlier. It's black bloc anarchist tactics. And what black bloc anarchist tactics do is it's supposed to black out your figure so that you're not recognizable on like facial recognition type stuff. And so you can come into an area, a movement like this, and not have to worry about your identity. I can tell you that a lot of the people down here that appear to be attempting black bloc tactics are failing. Like I said, you can tell they're wearing their normal shoes, probably pants just out of their dresser, you know, their bike helmet out of their garage that they probably ride their bike around with, and their backpack that I bet you they take around town with them as well. And those are obviously the ones who are also concerned about being on camera. It's like, well, get it right, you guys, and then that eliminates the need for concern. And like I said, my one camera definitely is not anything compared to all the cameras that are around here because it's a federal plaza. If it wasn't already that case before, guaranteed after 9/11, all these federal properties were heavily fortified with security. So. Tammy and Brenda, I'm going to answer both your guys' questions. Is Portland that racist? I think that a lot of... So Portland has a very racist past. I'm going to flip this camera around just so I don't end up pissing anybody off, especially I'm just kind of chatting with you guys. Portland has a very racist past. Where we're at right now, we're in southwest Portland. If you cross Burnside, you're in northwest Portland. And if you cross the Willamette River, you're in East Portland. Up until like sometime in the 80s, I believe it was very, very segregated. What is now Chinatown was like the red light district. And then what's now Pearl District was also part of that same district. And then what's downtown, which what I call Southwest Portland, was kind of more of the white area, and people of color, minorities, were all segregated over to the east side of the river. And so, of course, you have some of that lingers. There's also not a very heavy black population up here in Portland. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's less than 10%. And so I think you also have to deal with a lot of just the ignorance that comes from that, not understanding and appreciating black culture. What you heard that young lady talk about with them cutting off her curls, white people have been fascinated with black people's hair for forever, and that in and of itself is racist. They don't like to have their hair touched and played with like they're some sort of a toy. And that happens, I think, anytime that you just don't have a very heavy black population or minority population, just that lack of understanding and appreciation that comes with it. Oregon has a lot of racists. The Pacific Northwest has a lot of racists. I think that there's a lot of racists everywhere, but I think a lot of, in my opinion, there's two different sides of racism. You have racists who just hate people of color and whatever for whatever reason, and then you have ignorance. Ignorance can be racism, but I don't think it's not intentional racism. I think it's just you don't know any better. Ignorance can be fixed. Racism needs to take an evolution of your mind and your thought process and your heart to make that happen. So. Brenda, the Bible burning and whatnot. I saw a feed on Twitter today. Okay, and Twitter is a funny thing. I'm on there. I've been on there for a long time. I don't use it very much, but it's amazing whenever I jump on there because you see so much propaganda. For one thing, 140 characters or less, you're not able to tell a very complete story. So a lot of it's sharing taglines, titles, clickbait type stuff. And what I saw was a picture of the severed pig's head burning on top of an American flag, and they were also claiming they were burning Bibles. I was here that night. There was at least 3 other American flags, if not more than that, that were not being burned. And I have it on video, actually, on my live stream from that night. I saw the small flames from across the way. I was a block away. There was nobody around it at all. That's how inconsequential it was. It wasn't like it was this big show of anything. And by the time I walked over there, I realized, it was a burning pig's head that had been lit on fire on top of an American flag. By the time I made it over there, the American flag was burnt. I couldn't even tell what it was, but I could make out the stitching, where it was just the thicker ash from where the stitching was. But there was nobody around. You couldn't even tell who did it. The whole protest was in a completely different area. But there was mainstream media there, and oh my gosh, if they weren't getting some fantastic footage and shots of this burning pig's head on top of the American flag. And then that got blasted out that this was like what they were doing, and then included in the story was like, we found a pig in the park when this whole thing happened, and word on the street was protesters had brought it down there to do some ritualistic sacrifice, but then backed out last minute. Of course, that's all unsubstantiated, just bullshit that they just I don't know where the pig came from, but there was a pig they found in the park, and alive and well. And then of course that got twisted into, they were gonna sacrifice the pig, and then decided against it at the last minute. So I just don't see that as being truth, and I think a lot of that's what people see on the media. Oh yes, so Jennifer, I'm glad that you brought that up because that's another thing that does happen here. So we got to look at gentrification is something that is very real, and that is something that's happened throughout Portland that has really made it difficult for people of color and minorities. North Portland is where a lot of the people of color were, and then through gentrification, trying to clean up North Portland, they did a lot to they have some multi-unit housing out toward the Gresham area, toward Troutdale area, out toward the airport. And what they did is they incentivized a bunch of those properties to become low-income housing, and they built a tram line out to Gresham. It was a huge project, and basically what it did is it allowed for them to increase property values in North Portland, pushing those people out into that further out area, out in the Troutdale area. And now they had public transportation they could use to get in and out of town. And now the St. John's area, you know, you have a Trader Joe's that went in up there. You have all these higher end grocery stores, and property values are going up. And through that gentrification, that's one of the things that has disenfranchise some of those people of color. You go and you're trying to create a life, some generational wealth, business perhaps, and then all of a sudden you have to up and move. That's a big expense, and you might not be able to take your business with you. You might not be able to afford a lease in that different area of town, or it might not make sense for you to travel to get to where you were. So, or your business got bought out, the business that it was in, and now you have to go move into a higher cost of living area. So these are also some of the things that happen, and that would be part of that systemic racism that people talk about. Is it intended to proportionally impact the black community? Perhaps not, but does it absolutely disproportionately impact the black community because of where they ended up after slavery was abolished and all that stuff? I wrote a piece. Check out my page if you guys want to hear my thoughts on white privilege. I just posted it earlier today. That is a piece I wrote at least 3 years ago. It's not anything that I just wrote during all of this, but it'll give you guys an idea on my thoughts about it, and help shed a little bit of light into some of this with what I'm talking about with the gentrification. So the monetary investment in that area fails, right? Yeah, no, you guys are right. You know, my black friends, I was talking with them about some of the issues that I faced in my life, and this was probably the most, I don't know, not eye-opening, but it was like an aha moment, I guess, as a white person. I was like, you know, I deal with some of these things, you guys. Like, I got this and I got that and I got that. And they said, you know what? It's because you're not white, man. It's because you're basically black, is what they told me. And I was like, okay, you know. And we had a conversation about it. And I love my friends, you guys. I'm very open. They're very open, and it's allowed me as a white person to understand the concept of privilege and take myself out of it, and realize that it doesn't take anything away from me. You know, it doesn't take anything away from me, who I am, how I've lived, how I've come up. If we consider the white man to be more the elites, the one who have set up society, who have controlled things for so long, that's more of what they talk about, or what the white man is kind of representative of. It's not necessarily all about skin color, you guys. I mean, obviously it is, because that's where the racism comes from and everything, but it's classism, it's culturism, it's looking down on somebody because they are dressed like a person of color would. That's racism in and of itself. We should be able to dress and not be judged because we look like we're dressing like somebody else, right? So those are all the things that are very much prevalent, I think, in a lot of society. And as a white person, it's important to remember, is at least byproduct of, side effect of, either directly result of current racism or racist things of the past. So. Yeah, no, I agree. that was a lot of the racist stuff from Oregon, from what I understand, because we haven't ever had that large of a black population, but it was the Catholics who were targeted up here, and there is a very large KKK presence up here. The KKK tried to make their national headquarters John Day, Oregon, which is in Eastern Oregon. The town stopped them from doing it, but that just gives you an idea of how thick they are up here. And yeah, and they were targeting Catholics. Now, the reason they were targeting Catholics is because Catholics were friendly in other areas with the blacks. So part of the racist history here in Oregon is just that. It's actually whites targeting other whites because of them being friendly with the blacks. So yeah, Brendan, no, I've seen that. And I've also had, don't get me wrong, I've had black friends who don't mind it at all. Women, men otherwise. I heard one black lady complain about it, and so I've never asked to touch a black person's hair. My dad had a pretty big afro too as a white guy, so maybe I got it out of my jollies. Maybe I got my jollies out of that when I was as a child, but yeah, I think that some of it also is a desire to want to know more, and some of that helps you learn, helps you appreciate too. You know, I think that where it becomes challenging is if you're the only person like that. You know, I think it's easy to kind of feel like an animal in a petting zoo kind of thing, and that's not anything that any person wants to feel like, especially not just because of the color of their skin or their ethnicity. So, Derek, the native population. I haven't noticed anything against the native population. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying I haven't noticed it. I don't have any personal experience to speak of. I can tell you that when I lived in Central Oregon, I lived in a little town called Madras, and while I went through a little course with the city there, I got into a fight with a bouncer at a bar. I had to take anger management. And in the anger management, they were talking about racism in the town. Now, Madras, for those who don't know, is like, I don't know, very small percentage of white people. It's like less than 20% white. It's primarily Hispanic and Native population. It butts right up against Warm Springs Indian Reservation, and then you have a very Hispanic population there. And so as they're talking about racism, it was actually between the Hispanics and the Natives. And I know some of that also comes from just the differences in culture and some of the segregation that takes place, especially with the Natives. There in Madras, the Natives go to school on the reservation until high school, and then they get bussed in to Madras and go to public school there in Madras. So the entire childhood, the Natives are growing up in their culture surrounded by nothing but Natives, and then all of a sudden they get shipped off to high school where now they are a minority, and they're surrounded by a primarily Hispanic population. And so the racism there was between two different minority groups. So it's a difficult subject, you know, and I think a lot of it just comes from a lack of understanding, a lack of appreciation, and some of that also comes from an over-appreciation for maybe our own culture. Not to say that we shouldn't appreciate our own culture, but to appreciate our own culture, really we should also be understanding that what makes our culture unique is its uniqueness. And in that, if all cultures were like ours wouldn't be unique anymore. And so to have that appreciation for our culture and to expect an appreciation for our culture, we need to also gain an appreciation and respect for other cultures. That's just my personal opinion on it. So. Yeah, Brandon, I agree. If you can jump into my, if you jump onto my video or my conversation in the morning, gosh, 9.5 hours from now, you guys, it's coming up close. I think I said it for 10 a.m. I'm gonna be doing a live. It's gonna be kind of a roundtable discussion. We're gonna talk about all sorts of fun stuff, you guys. We'll talk about some various social ideologies. We'll talk about the various forms of anarchy that there is. We'll talk about various forms of communism and socialism, liberalism, conservatism, all those fun stuff. And then we'll give you guys a chance to ask some more questions. I'll be able to share you guys some more information on some of those ideologies, and you guys can also share with me some information on some of those ideologies that you guys might be in tune with. We'll talk about things like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, the movement and the organization, and get you guys some info. And then you guys can also fill me on what some things that you guys are wanting to get out of this. And then maybe while I'm down here, rather than having to go back and forth in the comments, I will have already have an idea of what you guys are wanting, so I can start to look for it and try and provide some answers that you guys might need as well to make an informed decision. So I'm gonna just walk back out of the park here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and boogie on out of here, you guys. Realizing what time it is and realizing that I do want to get that live video going at 10 a.m. like I promised. I have some research and whatnot that I have to do on my side to make that happen. Real quick though, before I do this, just so you guys know, I'm not doing this for money, not doing this for fame, not doing this for nothing, just doing this to share the word with you guys. I started Liberty Loving Indie many years ago, and started off as independent thought is what it was, and it was just sharing various views that maybe didn't align with either one of the two main political parties. And then started doing some radio shows and whatnot, and people started calling me Indie for that. And so it evolved to Liberty Loving Indie. So you guys can call me Indie. And yeah, but this is what I've been doing. So I'm not doing this for any money, just wanting to help share the word, spread the message of liberty, and talk about some of these concepts, because I think that in modern society, two of the most important things that we should be talking about are politics and religion. A lot of that is our social beliefs, and if I think we had a better understanding of the various social beliefs out there, we'd have a better understanding of the people that we share this earth with. So I'm one who talks about the difficult conversations, talks about the things that most people avoid, and I think that it's an important part of moving forward in a positive direction as society. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully get some, yeah. Fuck, South River Drive?
Yeah, that's like Vero.
So South River Drive would have to be, so we're southwest here. There's not very many areas where it is just south. So I think that if you go down, it's a decent ways away.
It's telling me, like, here's I can go now, Southwest 4th Avenue.
Let me see where it's taking you to. Where's the end spot? Oh, Moody? Yeah. I'll tell you where you need to go. Here, you want to go this way. I'm going to walk this gentleman down here. And I'm on a live stream here, so. No, you're all good, man. You're all good, buddy. Yeah, no, I figured when you said south, that's where it would have to be. So this is NATO Parkway up here, where those cars are down there. You're going to want to go down to NATO Parkway, and you want to take a right once you get to NATO. You're going to walk along NATO Parkway for a little ways. It'll be the end of Waterfront Park where the hotel, it's called River Place Hotel. It's a Waterfront Park, boom, and then River Place Hotel is on the waterfront at the end of the park. That's going to be Moody. So River Place Hotel. Yeah.
Right here.
So you're going to be, I'll show you where, so here's where we're at. Harbor Drive, this is NATO Parkway right there, that line. So this is first, but that blue, the dark or the lighter blue there is NATO. So you want to cross over that, but it's going to be River Place Hotel is literally right there at the end of that circle. So that's where I was pointing at right there. Okay. So that's the River Place Hotel. But then if you just walk down that road, you'll end up right where you need to be at.
Okay, so
So
down here.
yeah, if you get into the park and just walk through the park the whole way, that will dump you right there at that roundabout at the River Place Hotel. Absolutely. Yeah, make a right on NATO Parkway, and then when you see the hotel, I don't know if you can see the name of the hotel on the street, but it's a big hotel right on the waterfront right there. It'll be like maybe a block away from where you gotta go. Absolutely, thanks, buddy. All right, sorry about that, guys. Have to give some directions. I know this town pretty well. I've been in most businesses throughout here, so when somebody needs help, I can usually help them out. Anyway, so yeah. Yes, Jennifer, the discussion is going to be on my Facebook page, Liberty Loving Indie. 10 a.m. tomorrow. It'll be a live video. I'll be accessing the comments and whatnot. Hey, I'm not filming you, just so you know. Appreciate it, buddy. So yeah, tomorrow, 10 a.m. So I'll have some good conversation, some good commentary and whatnot. So yeah. Other than that, I think I'm done for the night, you guys. I'm gonna flip here just so you guys can kind of see what's going on. Just kind of a little gathering in the park. I'm guessing that march is still marching somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is that they took off to. So all is quiet and peaceful and happy. So, hey buddy. Absolutely, my man. So anyway, that's how I try and be respectful. I'm gonna just flip this real quick to show you guys, but I don't want to get anybody that doesn't want to be gotten in the view here. So I just show you guys peaceful, nothing going on. Everybody just kind of hanging out, you guys. So anyway, hope you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope you guys can join in the morning. Hope you guys can join in the morning for the conversation. And we'll see how things go. Are people coming? Is something happening?
Really big bang and a car was like spinning out.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I don't need to be running that way too, so. Okay, thank you guys. Sorry about that, I don't know what happened. A really big bang and then a car was coming down the road or something like that, so. I'm really not sure. Since the main march has left, the people that are in the park are the remainder of the people who don't like to be videoed and whatnot very much. So walk down the street here and see if I can see anything going on with what that bang may have been, but I'm really not sure what it was and why the people came running in the way that they did. What was people running for? Something happened, or I missed it. It was weird. A big rush of about 10 people came running, and I thought maybe the police had come out or something like that, but no, it seems like everybody's just kind of figuring out what's going on down here. So, oh yes, thank you, Lisa, for that reminder. I told you guys earlier that I would show you guys my new lights that I got. I didn't get a chance to use them yet because, well, the cops haven't come out, and it's really just for when they're there. But here we go. Let me walk around the corner real quick. I don't want to cause a big disturbance, and especially with how on edge everybody is. You guys will see why here in just a second. All right, I'm trying to turn them on now. So you guys can see I got these cool lights on my helmet, right? So here's what I'm working with, you guys. Do you guys see that it's got red and blue flashing lights like the Popo? I always tilt my head the wrong way because it's backwards. Anyway, I thought they were neato, so haven't had to use them yet. I'm gonna pull it over, pull it over. I don't even know. I saw a bunch of people run in, big light. I'm on a live video here, but I got it on myself just so you guys know I'm not filming you guys on them, but yeah. No, absolutely. No, I've been making sure I'm not showing nobody's face or anything like that, so. Oh yeah, no, I hear you guys on that. I hear you guys on that. Well, you guys stay safe. So anyway, so that was my, that's my lights that I got going on, you guys. Is that a good idea? Yeah, I think people will appreciate it, you guys. And really, it's if the cops do show up, I turn them on, not on flashing mode, you guys. I didn't even know it had a flashing mode until I was playing around with them earlier today. But I turn them on so they have good visibility. The feds, when they were here, they were either had some had red ones, some had blue, some had green ones. Just one on their helmet. And so really I just have a strip of Velcro on the very top, where I usually just put one on the top. But when I was playing with them earlier today, I was like, ooh, I should put one on either side of my helmet and have the red and the blue. So I would guess that if I had to turn them on and was walking around through the crowd making noises, people would probably think it was pretty funny. At the same time, no, I don't want to just have him on walking around and everybody catching the red and blue flashing out of the corner of their eye thing and the cops have showed up. I don't think that would go over very well. But yeah, anyway. So there it is, you guys. There's the, here, I'll turn these on one more time so you guys can really get a good, now it's dark especially. All right. Anyway, signing off. Hopefully see you guys in the morning for the roundtable discussion. There's an email address on my page, and you guys can message me if you guys have any questions that you're not able to join in the discussion that you want me to answer or want me to cover. Feel free to shoot me a message either via the Facebook page or you can send me an email. That is also the email address is on my Facebook page. Anyway, hope you guys have a great night. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta luego.